his trees, and the meeting ended with no resolution.
Aw.
About what I expected. So I'll give you.
Temple's progress was halted. Trees still in danger.
They live another day at least.
Speed bump Blink show.
Aw.
Well, what happened in the game is the group, after investigating, pretty much expending all the resources they could, trying to find out what happened to Arena's family, decided that valor was the better part of caution. And you all decided it would be better to deal with the Doom Vault for fear of what repercussions would come if you all did not successfully stop Zastom's goal for whatever he was going to use the Chosen's energy for. You all did some shopping, returned to the vault, and continued on. Following up on the information that Phil Dennis had discovered about ceasing operation of the Black Gates, or destabilizing the Black Gates, so that you could find access to the Phylactery Vault deeper within the Doom Vault, you all went about doing that. You navigated carefully a conversation with Izim, the leader of the Abyssal Prisons, which resulted in him frustratingly throwing off the other vampire, Eldrath, down into the pit with another demonic creature that they began to tear each other apart. What happened there, you're not entirely sure, but as far as you know, they're still fighting. You then procedurally went through disabling Black Gate after Black Gate until you arrived at the Maze of Undoing, because you all had no input, and Blinkshaw said, okay, this is the next one. When you arrived here, you found that as you stepped free from the gate, your connection to the server has been interrupted. No, that's what just happened to me.
Uh-oh.
Happened to me too.
You all were teleported around the room through some strange mechanism of teleportation trap. And as this happened once or twice, Garlo wound up on a side of a ceiling, and looking over, he saw what looked like a four-armed antelope demonic creature, one that looked very similar to the one that had been tortured by the skeletons and the other undead with pikes, hanging upside on the ceiling, and realizing that there was, well, something to smash. And at that point, I asked you all to, well, in session, and then we would roll initiative next week. So here we are, rolling initiative. I need you guys to roll me initiative if you have not already.
Right when my session to the connection to the server's been interrupted.
Actually, yeah, we'll give it a second here. I can't believe it.
Theater of the mind.
Chris showed up. Let's end that connection right quick. They can't start too early. 20 minutes past. They can't get into this too quick.
He brought the New Jersey suck with him. That's what happened.
See, here was the thing that happened. I tried to set this up so that it would kick off at 7. Nobody could do anything until I got home, but I forgot to set it for 7 instead of 7:20. So my hacking of Roll20 servers, I apologize.
Of course.
Try refreshing, or refreshing should just help.
Defeated your hack with a refresh.
Yeah, some hack.
I mean, I figured that it would take you guys a while.
You'll never hack the Gibson.
You do have key.
working on it, guys. It's just a little laggy here.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to run Doom Vault again because I'm not a fan of how laggy these maps are. This is not good.
We are the shittiest adventurers ever.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this initiative, Phil Dennis, you are up first. When have I ever said that? Good
That's
God.
the first time in the entire campaign's history.
All it took was the rest of the party falling upside down onto their heads.
I have it marked down that it's down, so I think so, but maybe not.
Sure.
Maybe that was okay. You have to roll a 1 to not do it, so I think so. I think that's why you're still in the room.
And I've actually researched this room extensively. It's not another situation of like you guys went to an area I wasn't ready for, and now I don't know what's going on. I actually know what's going on now, so we'll having fun with that going forward. But I need a decision, Phil Dennis. Time is ticking away.
Fiendish Arena, Temple of Chaos, Abyssal Gate, Halls of Conditioning. That's the Abyssal Prison rooms. The Fiendish Arena.
I feel like I've made a mistake in giving you all title screens now because you keep saying halls of conditioning. I'm like, yeah, halls of conditioning. That's correct. That's a thing. Okay, no, that's where I keep mixing my stuff up because Maze of Undoing is just a room inside the halls. It doesn't have its own. All right, that's right. Okay,
That's why I'm
I
like
keep getting
confused.
myself
I'm
mixed
like,
up.
what are these places? I know their names.
Phil Dennis, give me a decision.
The Fiendish Gate, the Fiendish Hall, the Fiendish something.
Fiendish Arena.
Thank you.
Opening the gate to the Fiendish Arena.
Yes. I'm gonna open the gate to there because I know we need people out of this room.
All right, you open the gate. Your action is done, Garlo.
So Garlo is kind of looking at this creature in front of him, 20 feet away or 10 feet away. What does it kind of look like to me?
It looks like an 8-foot tall bipedal antelope with 4 arms. 2 of the arms are larger and have what look like crab pincers on the end of them.
Garlo's going to look at him, and he's going to take one step here, and then he's going to nope out, and he's going to dash over. Now, am I on the ceiling right now, or am I on the regular
You are
floor?
currently on the ceiling, yes.
Is this creature on the ceiling, or is it on the floor?
It is also on the ceiling.
Is there any? Can I try to get to the floor, or am I just like magically bound to the ceiling right now?
All you can do is try.
I'm gonna dash. I'm gonna get away from this thing, and I'm gonna go. That's 5, 10, 20, 25.
All right, stop
30,
there, because
40.
you're going to provoke an attack of opportunity.
Oh, really?
It has a 10-foot reach. So as you try to run past it, one of those pincers flies out and grabs you by the back of the torso. You are going to take 14 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are now grappled. Unfortunately, as you go to run away, you get held in place as you and it both sit on the ceiling.
I will attempt to break its grapple.
You used your action to dash.
Okay. So, since I didn't second 40 feet of movement, since I declared it, it counts.
Once you declare I'm taking the dash action, I hold that against you. If you guys were first level, I'd give it to you, but you guys are 10th level now. I expect you guys to be on the ball.
In the future, can I basically say I move first and then I can elect to move again instead of declaring dash?
You can move before you declare dash in the future, but if you declare dash, that is using your action then and there.
Okay.
Because there are effects such as some effects like if you declare dash, you ignore difficult terrain, so you would want to declare it before you move. So that's why when you get to higher levels, I start to be a little more stringent about that.
Be it. It is what it is.
Okay. So 14 points of bludgeoning to you, and we come to the creature's turn.
I get a bonus action, right?
You do get a bonus action.
I'll use my offhand attack on it.
You have to make an attack as your action and make an offhand attack. I think the only thing you can do as your bonus action now is rage.
Rage. Let me see, and I have 3 rages left at this point because I already. No, yeah, I did because I used one we went into that other hall. There's not enough opponents to use a rage right now. Like I'm not sure if I'll be able to keep it going, so I'll take a pause for a second.
Okay.
See how this goes.
Thankfully, at the end of your turn, you would move to fall, but the creature is holding you, so you do not drop. Thankfully, you don't fall prone to the ground and splat on the floor. At that point, though, the creature is... Well, I should have said, thankfully, until the creature drops you to the floor, you are going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall prone to the floor, and you see the creature kind of steps around the ceiling onto the side of the wall and then just drops down on top of you. Right here. And this lag is fucking killing me. Holy shit.
Goomba stopped.
It is going to make 4 attacks against you. Yeah, it's going to make 4 attacks against you. Why the hell not? Add advantage. All right. Those are going to be... Wow, those are going to be 4 hits. You are going to take 20 points of bludgeoning, 25 points of bludgeoning, 8 points of bludgeoning, and our crit for 15 points of bludgeoning.
I am out, guys. I'm zeroed.
That would be 23 plus 55, so a grand total of 78. As it wallops him entirely.
So what's the rules here? Because that's like 25 more points than what hit points I had right
You're
now.
just at 0. It's at this point, you guys have way too much health to be killed outright.
Especially Garlo. He's the most health of all of us.
Even I don't think this creature can even kill you outright just doing that. But and then as it hits the floor, it has to make a wisdom save. At the end of its turn. And nothing seems to happen to it. Balin, you heard something shrieking up in the corner, and probably the grunts of Garlo being bludgeoned and beaten.
I recall the sensation of falling not being fun, so Balin will first reach back and grab the spider staff, casting Spider Climb to hopefully avoid that in the future.
Okay.
Walking upon the ceiling, actually not too disoriented because he's kind of used to this. He's going to try and see what he can see. But this lag is ridiculous. 2, 3. Oh my god. 4. Now we've got
no
a
reason
thing.
for this to be this bad. I don't know why this map is this fucking bad.
Alright, and Garlo's down from here. It's 20 points. We'll have to dash my bonus action at this point. 1, 2. Come on. 4, 5, 6.
I think this may actually just be roll 20 this week. I don't know if it's...
Yeah, it's having some kind of issue.
Yeah, because like when I'm in the menus and stuff, it's nothing. It's literally just the map that is having the issue.
It was 20 and then 30, so that should have been 50. Get 10 more points. I spy with my little eye a Blinkshaw, and I'll say Garlo is down, and there's something big and nasty on him. And I can walk across these, right? With Spider Climb, or is there no ceiling there to do so?
The ceiling is 30 feet up. So depending on where you are vertically, it might take you extra movement to move around.
I was here, so I'm trying to get this thing up.
But assuming you're moving across the ceiling on the first place.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense.
So,
So I'll
yeah.
finish my movement here to get out of the lane in case I want to go charging in. Oh, and then I see Arena. So yeah, I yell to Blinkshaw. Garlo is down, big nasty crab monster. Be
Sorry,
careful.
Where did you start at, just for my reference? Because I feel like you've moved 85 feet here.
Oh, that's 85. I got 20. Yeah, maybe I'm missing 60 here. Hold on. So I have to go back to here.
Because remember, you
somewhere
can't cut
around-
across these corners. That doesn't work.
Right. It's somewhere around where I was, but I'm trying to move my token back.
Because in my count, you should be there. Yeah. All right, so that's Balin's turn. Spider climb and
Around
dashing.
there. So no, it was right there. Right.
I know, but remember, you can't cut corners. That doesn't work. So you have,
okay.
you have to go like this.
Okay. Well, I'll still make that declaration, but I just don't see Arena.
Yeah.
I guess. That'll be it for me.
Okay. Arena.
All right. I'm going to use the DOS loop to cast invisibility on myself as an action.
Okay.
And 1, 2. Do I see Garlo? No. 3, 4. Now I see him. 5, 6. And I sure can't bonus action anything, can I? I will use Mantle of Inspiration, which is a bonus action, and 1 use of my Bardic Inspiration. 5 creatures that I can see and that can hear me within 60 feet. So that's Balin, Blinkshaw, because I can barely see Blinkshaw, and Garlo. Can he hear me if he's unconscious?
Yes.
Oh, they can see me. Okay. Each gains 8
He
temporary
can't see
hit
you, but he
points.
can hear you.
Okay. Well, each gains 8 temporary hit points and can use its reaction to move its speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Well, Garlo is unconscious, so he
I know,
can't
but
hear
he still gets 8 temporary hit points. Does that bring him up?
you. He can't see you.
Oh. Okay.
Like, he can hear you because you can hear while you're unconscious, but if his eyes are closed because he's unconscious, he can't see you.
Okay. Well, then that would just help me and Balin. Does
And
that include me?
Balin,
And Blinkshaw, 'cause I can see
no,
you.
you can.
And
It just
Blinkshaw.
cannot affect you.
And
I see
Blinkshaw.
you right
Balin and
there.
Blinkshaw. Yes,
Oh
I can
my.
see Blinkshaw very barely.
So I can use my reaction.
Yes, to move up to your speed without provoking opportunity attacks. And you get 8 temporary hit points, and so do you, Balin.
I got the 8 temporary. Yeah.
Um,
Do you have to use your reaction when it's cast, or can you use it before your next turn?
Has to be
to
now.
move? Has to
Yeah,
be
I
right
think
now.
it's- Yeah.
Okay.
I
will
am going to
Take the
move.
remainder.
Okay.
Phil Dennis told me to not step in front of me. Can I jump to? I guess if he's 30 feet up, but it's not going to bother me to be in that space. Can I jump to here?
You can, but it's a standing long jump, so it'd be a hell of a jump.
Okay. In that case, I'm just going to move here and see what happens.
All right. Make a wisdom saving throw.
You got it.
Okay. You teleport away from here and wind up
Wait,
here.
I was invisible. Nobody could see me.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Rewind. That's a really good point. I completely slipped my mind. It's like,
I
wait,
Yep.
apologize.
you're
Oh, actually-
invisible. Nobody can see you.
Although-
Rewind.
although
Nothing happens.
sorry.
Doesn't using that make her visible all of a sudden?
No,
Okay.
No.
because it's not
It's
casting
not
a spell or
it's not.
attacking.
Okay. All right.
So you
I
would realize
apologize.
not to do that because that wouldn't work.
I'm sorry. I don't have any other bonus actions, so I guess
Okay.
I can inspire Balin.
Yeah, you can inspire
Uh,
Balin.
Don't be an idiot. That's my inspiration.
All right.
I'll
So
take it.
Blinkshaw,
Right.
it's your turn now.
I am still going to move there.
So you're going to do the same thing you were going to do before. All right. You teleport, and as you do, you are kind of strangely oriented, and you flip around, sailing across the room, and wind up on the ceiling here.
on the ceiling.
Yes.
All right. Holy shit. I assume I see these two.
Yeah.
I am going to. Two. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to bonus action healing word on Carlo. Because I just want him to be awake.
Okay. So 10 points to Garlo. He awakens.
And then I'm going to attack the fucker.
Okay.
With a 15.
A 15 bounces off of his stone-like skin.
As I would expect. That would be it.
Goldish. So, Philodinus has such a high intelligence. You should really be able to remember this. But it's because Leo does not. I'm not saying Leo has a low intelligence. Leo just doesn't keep great notes about this. It's in the halls of vermin. I remember that much. I'm just trying to remember where that is in the book.
You're thinking of the gatehouse, but the gatehouse doesn't have a black gate. It only has a white gate.
Yes, it does, because that's how you
Oh, it
get
does?
everywhere.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, you could just go back to the gatehouse. That is reasonable. Okay, gatehouse it is. Make an Arcana check. Oh no, you're not destabilizing. You're just opening it. You don't have to make an Arcana check. You're fine. Okay. Garlo, you are awake, but currently laying on the ground.
All right. I will. Does the creature is the creature focused on me, or is its back to me at this point?
It's aware that you have been awoken, but it's kind of paying attention to both the fact that it has 2 targets engaged with it now.
Okay. I will. Yeah, I'll just start beating on it. I'll do 3 attacks on it.
Okay.
Ooh.
Check another one. Probably not gonna hit. Then I'll.
I already rolled the 15, so we know that's not it.
And then let's try my offhand. Hey,
And
that's
you
gonna
said
work.
this was reckless?
Jane currently.
And
I think we'll use
no, you can use reckless whenever. You don't have to be raging to use reckless. Well, it doesn't matter because you got 27, 27, 27, 27, so that's fine. And I didn't hear say reckless, so there's no point in declaring it. Okay, so you are going to hit for 6 and 8 points of damage as you cleave into this creature twice for 14, passing through its hard skin and leaving marks, welts in its body from where your battle axe drives deep.
What about the radiant? Is he not?
He's not raging.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, I believe that is Garlo's turn. On the creature's turn, it has 2 targets around it, and it is clearly annoyed by this going on. It is going to try something stupid and risky.
Prove.
Because why the hell not? It is going to swing one of its pincers at Blinkshaw. Blinkshaw, it is going to hit you as you take
Approve.
22 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And the pincer basically grabs you around the head and starts to squeeze. The other will shoot for Garlo.
Out of
As I
curiosity,
get-
is this thing undead?
No.
Okay.
It rolled a 27 to hit, so it doesn't matter. Because I'm rolling 19 after 19 after 19 on attack rolls right now. The exact same roll against you, Garlo. A 27 to hit for 22 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
As it's basically backhands Garlo and he drops back unconscious. With Garlo falling unconscious, it seems to realize that the better part of Valor would be to deal with Blinkshaw, as it is going to continue to grapple you, Blinkshaw. Its tinier fists are going to reach up and try and slam into your underside. Both a 19 and a 13, neither one of those that will hit, but it begins to push you back across the floor. Because it is so large, it can move its entire movement with you without having to worry about it. And it drags you 40 feet this way and basically shoves you up against this wall. Balin.
All right. So I can, like, I can't move diagonal. So I have to go 1, 2, 3.
You can move diagonal, you just can't move diagonal across,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That makes things a little bit better. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And
Yeah.
sorry, this is 4, right? 1, 2, 3. This one, right? Because I couldn't take the other one.
I see 30 to there.
Was I here? Or was I? Okay, I'll just take that. That's fine. And then I guess I will have to keep on 1, 2, 3.
The only thing you can't cut is you can't cut across corners like this.
Okay.
Because that's walking through a wall.
Yeah. So now dashing.
Mhm.
4. From here, I will have to do something else. Because my dumbass apparently prepped all concentration spells I can't use.
Okay.
See where I'm at here. Actually, since I'm not taking an action, can I move to just to Garlo and then feed him a potion?
Sure.
Okay. Garlo, you can get. It's a greater, I believe. 44 plus 4 healing. I guess I'll roll it since it's my potion. Take 15 back, and I'll mark that off. And that's gonna be because I dashed to my thing, and that was my action.
Okay. All right.
For my action, I'm also going to take a potion because I have a greater. So, have a macro for that. Yay! So, I don't know where the thing or Blinkshaw went. Did I hear the direction they were moving? Like, I assume he
They
was
seem to
yelling.
stomp off towards the north.
Okay. Still invisible, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Still can't see them. Potion is an action. I don't have a lot I can do.
So, your turn?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Blinkshaw,
I'm gonna.
you are
wake up-
currently grappled.
I can still wake up Mr. Garlo with a healing word, right?
I'm awake right now.
He is
Right.
currently conscious.
He is.
Yeah, I just got
I
a
thought he
health
took-
potion fed to
Oh!
me.
Just as you're held up over the corner, you see Balin shoving a potion in his mouth.
Perfect. Then I am going to bring out a nice little shield.
'Kay.
At level 3. Oh, thank you very much. And yeah, that's where we'll put it. And it'll smack this guy straight in the head. Nope.
It'll miss.
Everybody gets a 15. How high am I up? Where has he
Uh,
lifted me?
You are on the floor.
Okay.
Or sorry, as he grabbed you, he is just dragging you along the floor, which actually prevented you from falling, thankfully.
Okay. So I don't have to worry about dropping down to the ground.
No, you are currently just above the ground. Yes.
Okay. And apologies, does grapple give him advantage?
No, it just means that you have a movement speed of 0.
Great. Then I'm gonna hit him in the claw that's holding me.
Okay.
Is that disadvantage or no?
It depends on what you're trying to do. Are you just trying to hit him, or are you
I'm
trying to
just
get him to
trying
let
to
you
hit
go?
him.
Then
trying to
no,
hit
it's a straight roll.
Okay.
It bounces
my
off the
turn.
claw, but it bounces off like you would expect a super hard exoskeleton to bounce off.
Stupid skeleton.
Phil Dennis,
I really
you
don't want
are
to go over
sitting there
there.
holding the gate.
Yep. I remember something
also-
that Balin told me to not let him fall, so I'm gonna have Charles scurry around from his backpack or from under his coat and cast Fly on Balin.
Right, because Charles was on Balin.
Yep.
Okay. They can do that.
Wonder.
So Charles just climbs out of Balin's hood and starts patting him on the head and start making flying gestures before he crawls back into the hood.
That's funny.
And I'll stay here, just trying to see what's going on, but not move from the gate.
Okay.
That's it.
So Dennis, Garlo, you are once more on the ground and you are once more awake.
Yeah, Garlo kind of stumbles back to life, and he's just taking in his surroundings, realizing that now he's on the ground and Blinkshaw's in front of him. And he just wakes
Balin.
up. Oh, Balin, excuse me, Balin. And he is going to just basically charge right back into battle.
So, okay, you can do that. I
Yep.
think you can get 20 feet because you're increased movement speed. And unfortunately, standing up does take half your movement.
Oh, gotcha. Spread out 5, 10, 15, 20. You know what? He's just going to... I'm within a crossbow range, right? Or javelin range, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
I'm
it
just
at 20 feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, you would be less than 30 feet away. At this range, you would be throwing at disadvantage.
So I need to be with advantage is what, 20 feet, 30 feet?
Well, without a disadvantage, you would have to be within 30 feet. 30 feet is the minimum range.
So if you use your
Yep.
movement, the remaining movement, you should be fine, I think.
We'll go right here. There it is. So that should be it. 30 feet. 5,
All right.
10, 15,
Measure that. Yep, that's good. You can make normal
Alright.
attacks.
All right, I'll do 2 javelins at this guy.
Okay.
Let go. Okay, click the wrong one.
That'll hit. That will hit as well. The 2 javelins sail through the air, each of them slamming into the hard exoskeleton of the creature. They do seem to penetrate through, but as they fly through, they hit with such ferocity they shatter into pieces, the wood snapping in half and splintering, dealing damage, but the creature does shrug some of it off. Yeah. Unfortunately, creatures like this, they are very resistant to non-magical weapons. But every bit of damage counts. Okay. Is that all for you, Garlo? I believe so. Okay. The creature, it leers over its shoulder, snarling. Its 2 pincers are going to basically slam into the underside of... Actually, it can only make 1 attack because it wants to keep Blinkshaw grappled. It's going to slam 1 to the underside. It's going to get a 17. It's going to hit Blinkshaw's shield as he continues to tuck it underneath him, trying to protect his exposed underbelly. But as it does that, its head rears about, staring off down the hall. Energy begins to coalesce in its eyes as mist appears around the 2 of you. I need Balin and Garlo to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Let's see. I
Well,
believe
neither
I
one
have...
of you are at advantage. First of all,
Oh yeah, I'm not raging.
Didn't you ask? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you. My other game wants us to roll at advantage at all times, so that's my bad. I'll put it back to normal.
yeah. All right. So as this mist falls over you, each of you kind of start to blink. Both of you are now confused. So Balin, I need you to roll me a d10, please.
Alrighty. It's just a Balin day.
Okay. You are going to use all of your movement to move.
That's a lot of movement.
Yeah,
So Balin just
180 feet.
sails off in this direction and then flies up. You don't use any extra movement. You don't have to dash or anything. You just fly off to this corner and then you just sit there, kind of stuttering around back and forth in the air, like you clearly have no idea what's going on. Something looks very off with Balin as he flies by you, Arena. Which comes to think of, it's Arena's turn.
Okay. A little confused, but still moving. 5, 10.
Just like imagine any scene where Harry Potter was on his broom trying to avoid something. That's what Balin looks like right now.
Does Balin get to try and save again or no? Is he just confused?
I gotta double check the spell.
End of each of your turns.
Yes, make a wisdom save.
Okay, good. I was like, if he's just confused permanently, we're boned.
That is a failure.
Both of them.
You are still confused.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for a little higher roll to use my bardic inspiration because I'm not gonna break this evenly.
Okay, I used 10, so 15, 20.
As you step to there, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay, here we go.
You teleport to here.
Yay.
You are going to take. Because I was off the page, I need to turn back to this page. Uh, 5 points of psychic damage, and then fall to the floor, taking 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
So total of 18.
Sure. And I need a con save.
Okay. Con save. Yes, I have Warcaster. Do I? Do I have Warcaster? Yes, I do.
You tell me.
I have Warcaster. It's written down here.
Then you do not turn visible.
Good. Okay. I'm going to Jesus, what I was gonna do. How much movement did I use? 15? 20?
I don't know where you started, so
Oh, well, I can't see
I think it
because
was 1, 2. I'll say 15.
Okay.
Just-
Um.
But you're currently prone, so that's
I
all
am
your movement
prone.
actually.
Okay. I'm gonna
With
stand
the
up.
rest of your movement to stand up.
But I haven't used my action yet.
Have
So
not
I'm
used
gonna
your
use
action.
my action to use the DOS loot to cast fly, so I'm no longer invisible, but I can fly now.
Typically I use this for Sanctuary. We're going to use this because that makes a great flying gesture. We're actually going to put
Okay.
this on Balin too because that way we can remember he's flying.
Okay. Does that change how much movement I get to use now, or does it not?
You've used up all of your movement, so I'm trying to remember the rules for that. I think it allows you to use the remainder of your 30 feet of flying speed because I believe fly gives you 60 feet of movement.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Great,
I really
okay,
should just
so-
buckle down and buy all the spell cards so I can have them out in front of me when I need them.
So I'm gonna go here.
Okay.
And do I have a bonus action still? I can't. Wait. Does casting a spell with the DOS loot count as casting a spell in terms of being able to cast another spell as a bonus action?
I would have to read the DOS loot.
I think it's an action to use the DOS loot.
It's an action, but I can cast Healing Word as a bonus action. I just don't know if I could cast that having cast Fly with the DOS loot.
Oh, like you're casting
Like, you can't do
lower level of the
turns
spells
in a-
thing.
Yeah, you can't cast two spells in the same
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah, that's. No, because this is technically using an object.
Okay. So no Healing Word.
No, there's nothing stopping you from using healing word.
Oh, there's nothing. Okay. Okay, then I will cast Healing Word at
And that's honestly why Thief is probably the most overpowered rogue subclass.
I know.
But
It's so
that's
fun.
besides the point.
So many builds are built around it now for me.
I will cast it at 3rd level.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it. Just from a reference, how high off the floor are you?
Well, where did I start? On the ceiling?
Well, you fell to the floor, so
I
you
fell
were
to
on
the
the
floor.
ground.
Okay, so I'm probably not too far off the floor, probably just like 5 feet. Or
Okay,
just
so you're just
away.
hovering off the floor so you don't touch it. Okay.
Yes.
So you will get back 13, Blinkshaw.
First is a
No,
mass
that was
healing
for
word.
me. That was for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
my
for
turn.
you. My apologies.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought
yeah.
you were healing Blinkshaw. No, that's fair. You heal yourself. Blinkshaw.
And I thought you were saying it's my turn. I am gonna mass healing word everybody, cause we all need some hit points. And I can see
Except
right
me.
now, everybody gets 11 except for Phil Dennis.
Okay.
Yeah, it happens.
And
He's
then I'm gonna smash this thing in the head.
Okay.
Next turn.
You keep bouncing off its hard skeleton. Why is this thing so damn tough? Alrighty.
But
Phil
Garlo-
Dennis.
Sorry, Garlo, you get 11 as well.
Yeah, you also get 11.
I got
Everyone
it.
but Phil Dennis. God is contemplation of just move or stay here.
He is pacing back and forth
I am.
next to the gate. And every time I see it, it just makes me so happy.
I'm like, oh, I don't want to go.
My full movement and dash pace.
Pretty much am. I was like, guys, come back over here. Let's get out of here. I'll just yell my message across and pace back and forth.
Okay. Garlo, please roll me a d10, please.
All right.
Phew.
How's it type?
Insight.
Thank you.
7. What's a 7 do? Do. You charge the creature and take a swing at it. So go ahead and make your attack rolls.
Hey.
It's automatic,
we
basically.
planned.
Okay. And just so I understand context and storytelling here, was I like teleported or compelled? What happened?
You are confused. So right now you're not in the control of your own actions. You are acting under the effects of a spell.
Okay. So I am absolutely confused, and I will take 3 swings at this creature in front of me as part of this spell.
Wow.
Alright.
Oh,
3
think you
hits for 26 total.
Not bad.
And then the creature who's concentrating will succeed on all 3 of its saves. So you are still unfortunately confused, but at the end of your turn, make another wisdom save.
okay.
And it's just that
Okay.
easy. You managed to shake off the confusion. The blood of this creature across your axes has brought you back to your rational mind. At least as rational as Garlo can get.
Easy, Lick. Easy.
He's a raging man who eats people. All right.
You got him typecast, don't you?
I don't have him typecast. His actions have him typecast.
He's like Solomon Grundy. Like he's very well spoken, then he just goes ape shit.
I just started watching Glow, so
Blinkshaw is happy you're on his side, and also happy you're on the other side of this monster.
Okay. The creature is going to slam. It's basically going to squeeze Blinkshaw with the pincer that is grabbing him. It is going to fail to hit Blinkshaw because even it can't roll super high all the time. Its backhand will swing around and smack Garlo in the head for 13 bludgeoning. At which point it will try and... God, Garlo's just too threatening, and this creature's too smart to let him go. He's going to keep punching at Garlo. Hitting him once for 4 more, because that was a really bad roll. Basically just flicking you on the nose with overpowered strength, but that is all it manages to do in this turn. Balin, D10.
Yep.
Same roll. We got 3 targets, so we get to roll. A 6. So Balin sails through the air, flipping around. Balin, to your eyes, you just see blurs and blobs. Everything seems wrong. And as you watch it, you see strange apparitions. And as these shadows take on solidified form, you see Strahd everywhere. All of them mocking you, all of them taunting you, all of them goading you into something. And as you do so, you swing around and you try and stab Garlo. So please make an attack roll against Garlo.
Yes.
Okay. I have to draw a weapon for that, or would I draw my best weapon, or would I use the weapon in my hand?
You're confused. You would have whatever is the most readily available.
Good. This probably won't hit, as I don't even think I have a quarterstaff in here, but I'm holding my staff right now.
It's gonna be like the best Balin roll.
It does not hit.
I whack at you with the spider staff.
Actually, no. If we were to, I mean, we'll keep that roll, but just to make sense of that, if you're trying to kill Strahd, you'd probably draw your best weapon to kill him.
Fair. Okay. I just wasn't sure
Still,
how
it's still a 3, so it's still not gonna hit.
Okay. And
Wisdom save at the end of your turn.
yeah, I can declare a port. So the portent is the roll plus modifiers, right?
Yeah.
I will take a 14, which totals to 16.
That'll be enough. You'll take off the confusion.
I was borderline. I'm like, we're like level 10 now. Like, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough.
Are we
but,
level 10? I thought we were level 9.
or like we're competing at a level 10 level. So I was kind of like, oh shit, please work.
Okay. That is Balin's turn. Arena.
Okay. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. And for my action, I'm going to hold a firebolt.
If you hold a firebolt, you'll lose your fly.
Okay, that's a good point. Okay, never mind that. I will. I can't do what I was gonna do. I will stay put, not do anything, just stay put. And wait
Okay.
for whatever's gonna happen.
All right, Linshaw.
I am going to heal Mr. Garlo up again. Because I don't want him to eat things.
I was trying to get a little bit hungry here.
12 points.
12. And I get, because that was a level 2, so I get 4 back. And then I'm gonna smack the creature.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
It
I
finally
am!
manages to dent the shell as you crack it for a whopping 19 points.
Can I eat the lobster underneath?
It doesn't appear to have lobster flesh in it. It appears to have actual muscle and other mass underneath.
Aw, that's it.
And all
You
of
went
it
full
smells
Garlo.
acrid.
Never go full Garlo.
Phil Dennis, are you?
There's no sign of anyone coming. So I want to jump in the room. I can't move because of the lag, but there it is.
Okay. Make a wisdom save. This is against a magical effect.
Oh, so I have maybe an advantage.
Please win.
I
Is
do.
there a way to win?
I'm trying to. Did I hit the right one? It's lagging a lot on my character sheet. I hit
Nothing's
it again.
I'm not logging now at all, though, so that's weird.
You use the
You will succeed. You
the
will
3D
teleport
dice.
over here as you kind of reorient yourself when you realize you are standing on the ceiling.
Oh,
It seemed to have teleported you to the worst possible
I
spot.
know. All right, I want to run. So that was already 5, 10. Oh, I see people though. I can go that way. I'm just gonna dash that direction because I can't really get anything until
Alright, so
25 more.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
That's as far as I can get.
Okay. Garlo. At which point you fall to the floor, Wilderness,
Okay.
and take
Oh god.
13 points of bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and then a con save.
Yep. Let's see if Balin falls or not. Nope.
But you're currently prone on the ground. Garlo.
Okay.
Yeah, so Garlo's gone unconscious twice, come back to life.
Garlo, give yourself 12 hit points.
I just did.
Okay.
And
I don't see 12 hit points. You're still at 9 for me.
Yeah,
I
you're-
just put it up to 12 now. I was at 18. Should be at 20.
Okay.
You were
Clicked
at
off of it. There. It goes.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I was still highlighted on the current hit points. But yeah, Garlo's he's got this stare and this smile, and you're probably a worrying look, but he's attacking recklessly. His was 9, now 20 hit points against this creature. So that's a
Oh.
crit.
That hits for a whopping blow as you cleave across the creature's back. That bloodies it.
That's a total of what, 27, 30 points of damage?
You're not raging, so it's still just 27.
7? Again.
Oh my
Oh,
god. For another 21 as you just cleave into this creature like a man.
One more. You can do it.
Alright. Not a crit, but 8 more points of damage as you continue to swing back and forth, carving into this creature like turkey for Thanksgiving.
And then kind of as the blood comes down on the axe, Garlo kind of squats and he leaves that last axe swing in, and he gets low and he just lets the blood run all over his body,
Yeah.
kind of into it. It's running down his arm,
is
down his leg, and
glad
he's
she
now
can't see.
standing in a pool of this creature's blood.
It's her own fault for letting him get hit so many times.
Alright.
I'm not a healer.
It comes to the creature's turn, and it is in significantly worse shape than it was just a moment ago. It is going to do something, perhaps not in the best judgment. It is going to disengage from Garlo. It is going to step forward, and it is going to step through and disappear into this teleporter. As it does so, it drops Blinkshaw into the teleporter as well. I need you to make a wisdom save.
Oh.
It provoke an attack of
It
opportunity.
is disengaged.
Yep.
All right. Blinkshaw and the creature. Blinkshaw, you teleport to. Wow, you teleport right here. And the creature teleports over here. Both of you righting yourselves and not taking any damage. As the
Well, that's
creature lands over
unfortunate.
here, it steps over, kind of looks around, and notices Phil Dennis, and then creeps along around the side of the floor, and then just kind of steps up to you here, creeping down the wall and onto the floor and standing upright around you. It used its action to disengage, so it can't beat you to bloody pulp. And we come to Balin's turn.
Oh, just stay where I was.
His eyes kind of clear, and he's like, "God damn it!" And kind of aware for the first time that he is able to fly, he's like, "Oh my God, I found my happy thought!" And then takes off. 1, 2, 3, 4,
I forgot
5,
the pixie
6,
dust.
7, 8, 9 is 45, 50, 55. He reaches back into thin air, since I don't have to concentrate on spider climb anymore, and summons a shadow blade and screams, "I found my happy thought!" and whops him with a booming shadow.
Okay.
Level 3.
Can you boom?
Yeah, booming shadow blade.
Yeah, I mean, with the like taking the shadow blade out and boom in the same.
Yeah, booming blade happens on my action.
Okay.
I should have found the button. I will. Wait. I'm gonna add my bardic inspiration to that because I want to be sure.
Oh, okay. That will hit.
I'm sorry, but I saw 15 missed. I really want to be sure. So that's all there.
All right. That's
Damn.
a grand total of 35, 41 points of damage. You catch it by surprise as you plunge the Shadow Blade into the back of it. Its form squealing in horror and frustration as the entire body just kind of collapses forward to the floor and begins to burn away into a black ichor.
Oh,
And then you guys can hear Balin scream from the other side, "Barbecued crabs back on the menu!"
That was a remarkably lucky choice that you went exactly towards it.
yeah.
Well, I saw. I could see where it appeared on the map, and I just took that
Mm.
exact path with 60-foot fly. Then when I got to the thing and didn't see the corner, I'm like, please be around this corner, and that's where it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see it as well when it appeared. I don't know where it is
Fair enough.
now, but
I see everything, so I don't know your guys' sight line, so I will take your word for it if you say so. All right. So as the creature lays dead and the halls fall silent,
I was screaming if that helped.
I'm gonna come over here and heal Garlo the f up.
Garlo is currently doing like rolling in the blood of this creature. It's not a good sight.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like
It
a
kinda
is
pig
what
in
I'm
mud.
worried
black, licorice, and it smells acrid. It is very unpleasant. It smells like it smells like poison, but there doesn't appear to be any auxiliary effects to inhaling it.
I feel like you
Yeah.
almost said it smells like Blink Shaw.
Wow.
No, it doesn't smell that bad.
Oh,
Hey.
nice.
I'm sorry.
Headshot.
True. Do you stop rolling around in the blood after 10 more hit points?
I think I come to a little bit. But I'm fully covered at this point.
That's cool. As long as you stop rolling around, I'm not spending.
I'm
that.
just kind of laying on my back, just breathing heavily.
Okay.
Is everybody okay?
I was like,
Like,
that's
yeah,
what you're
there's-
fighting? What the
There's
heck?
I'm covered in nasty wounds.
I mean, I'm gonna rife through the creature's
It
possessions
has
and
no
whatnot.
pockets. It has no possessions.
It's just a
Anything
pile of
that
dirt
looks like
now.
a good spell
It
reagent
has
that I can get.
nothing.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I don't know.
There's nothing left of it but ichor.
Yeah,
It is a
Ichor
bloody,
definitely
it
a
is
spell
a black,
component.
bloody pool on the floor.
Okay. Let's get back to the gate before another one shows up.
I am flying back to the
Oh,
gate
yeah.
as fast as I can.
I looked down at Phil Dennis like Aladdin and go, "Do you
I say-
trust me?" And I extend my hand like I want to give him a ride.
What the hell do you mean another one?
Hell yeah, I trust you.
I'll grab Phil Dennis and fly off to the door.
Where are we going?
Garlo asks, "Yeah, where are you going?"
We're going to.
gate.
The
the
gate
gate?
somewhere. Well, it went down when I left it, so
I'm like I'm completely disoriented. I mean I can see Blink Shot, but I have no idea
Yeah.
where anyone else
I-
is, and I'm
I
waking
yelled-
up covered in blood. Like, what the fuck just
I
happened?
yelled at Garlo, "Follow me."
Actually, like speaking of sight lines, now that you mention it, I can see way far for goggles of night.
It's because this entire dungeon is bright light.
right.
Everything here is really well illuminated.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, wait a minute, 140 feet, like that's devil sight madness.
I was just gonna say there. I saw a hallway up top. Do you guys know where that goes?
No, but I'm not sure we need to.
Yeah, we know where this gate goes.
I have no idea where we are. So
I mean, we have a
Let's
black
go.
gate behind us, so it goes wherever we tell it to go.
I said,
Whereas
"Garlo,
that
this-
one is a white gate that goes wherever it wants us to go.
This is the way to the front, Garlo. This is the way to where. we came.
When you step there, make a wisdom save.
Yeah.
Blink
Blink Shaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was moving one at a time.
You're gonna take nothing, but you do teleport over to here. And if you're following him, Garlo, I need you to make a wisdom save too.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
You are gonna take 3 points of psychic damage, and then you teleport. Damn it. You teleport right next to Blinkshaw.
Hey, buddy.
He's standing on the ceiling, but unfortunately, as you teleport, you're not quite positioned, and you fall to the floor and bap into the ground for 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
I will drop Phil Dennis off at the gate and then see if me like moving here to put him down, and then I can go look and see if I can guide them without triggering anything. This way. I'm floating in midair, like, come on.
He has 10 minutes. You might as well, soak it all in.
I can show
So what-
you the way out of this fucking maze. Come on, come on.
Which way do I go? Straight or down?
Come to me.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
And from here, I'm gonna back up to here, and I
Could he
say,
take off and go?
Wilderness, I'm gonna try to jump to where you are.
Oh god.
Probably don't want to be in that spot.
Uh,
Can I help him from
Help.
my vantage point?
Help him jump.
Like with the help action, he's jumping. I can grab and
Look,
assist.
We're both flying. Let's try to carry him.
I
don't know.
run and
No,
jump.
no.
Make an athletics check.
So am I able to help him?
I'm gonna say no,
Okay.
but it's only a DC 10, so he manages to cover that gap with no real issue.
I slam into the wall and brush myself off and say,
It was more to see if he just fumbled the jump and rolled face first into the portal and bumped back into the teleportation.
Yeah, Arena, I was saving that because you and I are probably gonna have to carry Garlo.
Oh,
He's a big boy.
"Don't worry, Garlo, you got this."
He can
I
jump.
go underneath Arena.
Well, I wanna open the
I
gate to
could've-
the gatehouse, so people
Okay.
can go through if they want to.
Can Arena
Right.
and Balin flit on either shoulder like cherubs and pose for a minute before offering their hands to carry him?
I will take out a handkerchief and put that between my hand and Garlo's hand because he has blood all over him or ichor all over him, and Reyna does not do that sort of thing.
Garlo sighs, a little bit embarrassed for himself, but understands why.
I guess we're gonna try to carry him over. Is that possible? Like with our strengths? I have a strength of
My
8.
strength isn't bad.
I mean, Garlo's a pretty big guy. I mean, it's not like he's remarkably heavy. Fly spells are kind of restrictive in that regard, though. I would say, just for the sake of this, 2 of you can move him 5 feet. That's not a big deal.
Okay.
Just to get him in.
Just to get him in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this needs to be any more complicated than it is. I don't
Yeah,
feel like
once-
trapping you guys for near an hour. That's nobody wants to do that.
Yeah, once that happens, I'll go to the Black Gate as well.
Okay. And we will go through.
All right,
I'll
so you
go
all will
through.
pop back out to the gatehouse.
Did we want to
you're right.
destroy? Was that a black gate? Did we want to destroy it?
We got it already.
Yeah.
We,
So
we got it
that's-
on the way in, then we went into the room and got teleported.
It was destabilized as you all teleported away, and it caused all this trouble.
I
Yep.
mean, yeah, Ben will look around and say, like, that's 4 down. You got a breather. And then from here,
We
I
need
don't
2
remember
more, right?
exactly where they are, but there's, well, we know the location of 3. We can get to the Swine Run, the Vermin Halls, or the Hatchery. I don't know exactly where the gates are in those places. I don't remember, but we know the location of 3 more.
Do we want to take a short rest at this point?
I was thinking yes, but it's on you guys. I mean, if the plan here was to disrupt
We'll
what
be
for
back.
Linus it was 6 black, yeah, as many black gates it takes to open up the phylactery and then go in, and we're trying to do this all as within the day, then our best bet's going to be rest now, but no long rests. Like, we got a short rest, yes, but we have to get ready to charge hard, empty two to three more gates, and then whatever the hell happens after that. So, yes, I recommend. Good idea.
All right, let's do that. Before we do that, I channel Divinity, and Garlo, as long as it doesn't take you more than 55, or I'm sorry, 45 hit points, you can heal up to half.
Arena, I never got those temporary hit points, right?
No, because I was
'Cause I couldn't
invisible
see you.
at the time.
Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure.
I will do a Song of Rest, so everybody who does take hit dice will get 1d8 extra. So you get 4 extra if you take hit dice.
Is
which I
that
will
per
do.
hit dice
Okay.
or
No,
for any?
just on
Once.
top of it. Just-
Yeah, I'll use a hit dice.
Did we
What
take a
was-
short rest last? Or I'm sorry, did we take a long rest last week?
Yes.
Okay, so I have an additional half hit dice than what's on my sheet. Correct?
Uh,
Or did you put the 4 there?
I don't remember putting the 4 there. Just go ahead and take it.
All right.
You did use a 3rd level spell though.
Oh, last week. Okay.
Yeah. I think I marked it. I may not have. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, you did mark it. Yep.
Because you kept sending to tell Darren about the plot at the Doom Vault just in case.
When I came in and I looked and I only had one channel divinity and 1 3rd level spell slot used, I was like, oh wow. But I do remember having that used.
That's because there wasn't actually any combat last week. It was a very light session.
We weren't
Marina's
planning
going to
that
sit
at all.
down on the floor and just kind of lay her head back on the wall and just kind of breathe.
The gatehouse, as it always has been, is a area of succor and shelter where you all can rest yourselves without worry. As the hour ticks by, though, the contact stone flares, and you hear Serrano's voice say, "So how are things going over there? You making any real progress, or are things just getting even more fucked up?"
Well, we are actually making progress. We know how to get to the phylactery vault. And we are close to being able to do that.
Well, that's good, because I've got good news and I've got bad news. I've been able to confirm some information for you all. Specifically about Zastam's plan. My speculation is right. His latest plan is to become a god, and he intends to feed the souls of the chosen into his phylactery through the temples of extraction.
From what Vildenis figured out, the temples of extraction were filtering that energy to the phylactery vault. Does that mean his phylactery is in that vault? Because we assumed it wasn't.
No. It's some convoluted plan that he's used. He's funneling the souls of the chosen into the phylacteries of his underlings, which are stored into the phylactery vault. And through there, it's some plan to channel it from their phylacteries into his at a point later at his discretion. It's to a macabre game of leapfrog that he's using. I don't know if it's faith or what, but I do know that his ultimate goal is godhood, and honestly, I'm kind of scared that he may succeed with this. The good news is that disrupting the flow of soul energy into the phylacteries should destroy them and prevent the plan altogether.
Right. Will destroying the phylacteries destroy the soul energy that was put into them in the vault? Like
I'm
the
not
phylacteries
sure
that are
about
already there.
that. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Typically, phylacteries, the souls trapped inside, I'm not exactly an expert, even though I've served liches most of my life, but when souls are trapped inside them, they are erased from existence as the phylactery consumes their essence. But if you manage to destroy the phylactery, in theory, that soul would be let free.
Okay.
Is there anything particular about destroying a phylactery besides boom?
Well, most liches have their own methods to it. Phylacteries can be exceptionally complicated to destroy. It's not as easy as just smashing it with a really big hammer.
What about a
But-
really large fireball?
No, not that either. Well, depending on the lich itself, perhaps. In this case, however, I feel, as far as we've been able to tell, that if you were to disrupt the soul's passage into them, that would do the job.
Well,
That
should
being
be.
said, if you can get in touch with anyone or you have more information about where other chosen might be, that would be helpful.
Using the information you've brought us, I have to assume that it's all just in the temples of extraction.
Won't disrupting enough black gates disable the extraction into the phylactery vault, though? Like, it won't get rid of the chosen, but it'll stop the pipe from the chosen to the phylacteries, right? Did I understand that correctly?
No, disrupting the black gates is how you get to the phylactery vault.
I thought the black gates were filtering from the temples of extraction to the phylacteries themselves.
That was how the soul energy of the souls of the chosen was being sent there, but disrupting black gates just opens the gate to get there. It wouldn't stop that from happening.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
or
I'm sorry. I
Like,
misunderstood.
Balin kind of points out, he's like, look at it this way, because this is how I've kind of wrapped my head around it. They're filtering the black gates of the pipeline, sucking the godliness out of the chosen. the fact that that extra energy is in there is what's allowing us to fuck them up in the first place. So if we smash enough, the pipeline's going to crumble. We'll get access, but it won't destroy them. It's just if we get in, we can do some damage. But if there's other chosen along the way, that's something we have to find. Now, if they're really all in the temples of extraction, as far as we know, we got most of them. I don't recall any other place in the temple of extraction besides the 3 we visited.
There have to be more than 3.
Yeah, he was only in charge of that one sector. So, I mean, we've been to the temples of anguish, pain, and the other one. Poison or something. I can't find it.
So, if to destroy the phylacteries, we need to stop the solar energy from getting to them, what are we supposed to do once we get into the phylactery vault to stop that from happening?
I think what Serrano was saying was we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But getting in and disrupting it. Look at it this way. If we see like a big vial of glowing, this used to be a chosen person, smash that.
If
You said
think
that
it'll be
smashing it
simple.
doesn't do anything.
Well, smashing the vaults won't, but she's saying wherever the chosen energy is being pooled, this is my understanding of it. Wherever the chosen energy is being pooled in the vault, that's what we have to disrupt or destroy or whatever.
Feel free to jump in, Strana.
I'm using all the information I've gathered from what you all have been telling me and what information I can source here myself. You all have more information on this than I do, so if that's what you're coming to, that's what I'm going to have to say is our best bet.
Also, have you since come across any information of what kind of things might be in the phylactery chamber guarding it? Or if there's anything specific inside the phylactery chamber?
The only thing we know is inside the phylactery chamber is Tazit Ghoul.
Right. How much
And we have to
information do we
assume
on
that
him?
he's going to, well, he's a lich, so that's a thing.
I meant more like weaknesses and things.
There is a long pause before she says, do you really think the liches are letting in on into their secrets? We don't have much information on liches. Don't exactly have a whole lot of weaknesses. They're casters, so I suppose that much is you all have dealt with more liches than we have at this point. As sad as that may be to say, we haven't had a whole lot of success killing liches or destroying the phylacteries. It's why this insurrection has been going very poorly.
Here's the weaknesses we know he has. We fought him once before.
Tazit Ghoul and Tarlvar are 2 different people.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
I will
actually
remind you for
looking
the
at that on my
4th
screen.
time.
Sorry, I have Tazit Ghoul, Tarovar, and Zastan not equal. I just forgot which one we fought. Never mind. I take it all back. You know what?
But-
They're undead. I'm going to go ahead and assume that.
But Khazad-Var, that.
No. Just no.
Um,
And that's
So-
Curly, not Arena.
so I think we've figured a lot of things out, but we still don't know exactly how to destroy the phylactery. We know that hopefully preventing enough of these souls from going in by closing these gates will allow us to attack him, but destroying the phylactery is a whole other thing, right? Why don't we ask Helm if we have the information we need and just need to put it together, or if we still if all we need to do is close the gates to be able to get to defeat the phylactery, or if there's still something else we need to do in some sector.
All right, we can ask him.
I was thinking the same thing. I was hoping we get more information first, but that seemed like a next short rest thing. But if you think we have enough to go now, then I'm all for it. I trust your judgment.
I think the problem is nobody knows the exact answer, and Helm probably won't know the exact answer. Like, We were just told liches will guard their secrets because they don't want to be killed. They don't want their phylactery destroyed. So I think the main question becomes whether we have enough information and we just need to figure it out, or whether we're still missing something.
All right.
All right, so I guess the first question after praying to Helm for 10 plus whatever it is for commune, 11 minutes total, is have we learned what we need to know to destroy the phylactery?
Ease. Phylacteries.
Ease.
Roll commune for me again.
Yeah, you bet. It's yes or no.
Uh-huh.
That could be.
Instead of yes or no, he will say you have it in your power to do it,
Okay.
seeming to imply that while you don't know exactly what you will be doing, it is possible for you to do it.
Okay. If we attempt to go to the phylactery room now, have we done everything we can to weaken? Oh, god damn it! Now I forget if it's Khazad-dûm or
It's Khazit
Or a-
Ghul is the
Khazit-
one in the phylactery vault.
thank you, Khazad-dûm. Have we done everything we can to weaken Khazad-dûm?
You're thinking of Zastan. We're
Damn it,
weakening
Balin.
Zastan. Tarl Var is the one that we beat up that we stole the card for,
Yes.
and the other one is one we have not encountered yet. It was at full strength, and as far as we haven't fucked with yet.
Khazad-dûm is in the phylactery vault guarding it. Zastan is not in the phylactery vault because he's the head.
But
lich.
he's the god guy. Okay.
Yeah.
To weaken Zastan.
So basically, you're just trying to clarify destroying these phylacteries will prevent this plan from coming to fruition.
No, I'm trying to figure out if we've by just taking the chosen out, we think we've weakened him or at least not allowed him to grow stronger. And so I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else we can do in the Doom Vault to weaken Zastan prior to going there.
He'll say yes to that. There is a lot more you could do in the Doom Vault to weaken Zastan.
Okay. And do we have the information we need to take on Khazad-dûm?
With that, he will give you a Khazad-dûm is a beast of another nature. Prepare as you will, but death will come easily.
All right. I will relay all of that.
Perhaps we should come up with a plan before we enter the phylactery chamber. Because I feel like.
Go ahead.
I feel like we may not be prepared to enter full-on combat with this guy.
Yeah, I mean, as far as planning goes, just use the information we have in front of us. We're working on a theory on getting into the phylactery vaults, and we know that chosen energy is being pulled there to power things up inside of it. What it sounds like to me is we can't take Big Man. We should be distracting and getting the fuck out of Dodge if we encounter him. Now, if we see the other guy or one of the ones we know are more on our level, that's different. But yeah, I don't think we should have a fight the big bad if even the god of protection who's on our side says we don't have a shot.
Okay, so who's on distracting and who's on figuring out the phylacteries? Do we want to plan that
I feel like
out?
it's more like we just don't bump into it. Maybe it's busy. Like it might be a smash and grab. We're not going to know until we get in. We don't even know what We don't know if this is one room, 100. We're not going to know until we take out the last 2 gates and open the doors.
Okay.
And I mean, otherwise, don't get me wrong, I like to be prepared, but at a certain point, we're just scaring ourselves with misinformation.
What was that? Are you playing the guitar, Key?
A little bit.
No.
Sorry.
Carlo's nervous.
I'm listening to you guys, just kind of jamming here.
I'm sorry, am I boring you?
Where was
but
the
I'm-
oh, sorry,
My
go ahead.
comment is this, though, is that it sounds like the message from the god is that we could do the Doom Vault to set ourselves up for success inside the phylactery.
Agreed.
Well, he said that
Just-
there was more we could do to weaken Zastan, not necessarily Khazad Ghul.
But weakening Zastan, like if we go in there and they're both strong, we're boned. Let's weaken as much as we can.
Yeah, but Serena said there's no way Zastan's going to be there. Zastan is the bigger one here. That's the biggest fish. Khazad Ghul is the next biggest fish, both of which are a different fucking ocean from us. We're on like the Tarl Var level of fighting. So let's go ahead and avoid any liches that we haven't fought yet that have not been properly introduced.
I agree that we should not worry about trying to do more in the Doom Vault to weaken Zastan because we're not going to run into him in the Phylactery Vault. And if we try to do that, we'll be wasting our resources that we could be using against Khazad Ghul, doing the main idea of what we're trying to do. So I don't think we should try to do everything else we can possibly do in the vault, because there's probably a lot of things. Also, we don't know what those things are.
I guess the question is, why are we trying to finish this immediately without resting again if there's so much more that we can do?
As if you weren't listening last week, Balin says, because our family's been kidnapped and that's our next priority?
Yeah.
Were you listening last time, Blinkshaw? Because people have been kidnapped by dragon cults.
Well,
You were there for all of this. You should know this, Blinkshaw.
he was just
Sorry,
cooking food and drinking his
I
life
We were
away.
cooking for a very long time.
I got hit in the head.
Chris,
with a
what you might
crab
have missed
claw.
was that the Cult of the Dragon is involved, specifically Venom Fang and all the other stuff we assume, and they have something to do with the kidnapping. So we kind of made this like, the plan going in was once more into the breach, good friends, and then after this, no distractions, get rid of the Dragon Cult once and for all, was what the onus was last week that you missed. I'm sorry.
So I guess then why don't we reverse that? We've learned here that it is extremely dangerous for us to go in against this lich, and that there's more that we can be doing here. Why don't we get Arena's family back, not have that hanging over our heads, and make sure we can do it just in case we all die?
Again, because it involves a long sea voyage and will take months of investigation, whereas disrupting Zastan feeding from the Chosen, at least in the short term, buys the planet more time. Whereas, like, we have to go to back to Greenbrier or whatever that island was. Like, we're
Grenfell.
gonna Grenfell, yeah, we're gonna be. It's gonna take a while. It's not like they're just hanging out in Waterdeep.
Also, we don't know the timetable on Zastan's god plan.
Yeah, it might be tomorrow. So smashing that so the planet continues allows us to pursue Arena's family. That's why it's a short term. That's why we're charging in here and trying to do this.
I think what Blinkshaw is saying is, if we were to take an extra 8 hours or maybe 16 hours to really clear out the Doom Vault so that we survived, it probably wouldn't put a huge impact on a new adventure that's 4 to 8 weeks away.
Balin kind of looks at you like incredulous, but kind of used to it now. Like, yeah, but every day we wait, our family may get killed. Look, we had an objective here: disrupt the Chosen, and to do that, it involves smashing 6 black gates, getting into a room, identifying how to disable it, and doing it. We're not trying to fight any super liches. We're trying to disable this thing so it sets back the evil god monster, get the fuck out of Dodge before they kill us, and then go on a long hunt to save a bunch of innocent people. Now,
Assuming,
I was talking about
assuming we survive, we
I
have
was
to
talking
sur-
about
we have to survive
distractions last
this.
time. Like, this is a distraction. We had a plan. If we divert from it, then what's to say we're not going to get distracted again and
I feel-
again and again?
I feel like just because we've made a plan and gotten new information doesn't mean we have to stick to the old plan if it's not the best one now.
What was new? We knew all of that.
We didn't know there was more things to do in the Doom Vault to weaken it. We didn't know that we were
Right.
absolutely outclassed by this Guardian.
Yeah, we did.
Right.
We didn't know it was a guardian. We just knew that the Lich in there was a big deal. Like, they laughed at us when we thought, could we fight it? We knew this is a stealth mission, that part of it.
It's going to be stealth until we get into the phylactery, and then it won't be stealthy anymore.
I mean, assuming that it's like one room with a big guy on a chair, in which that case we run the hell out. But if it's another place as big as the Doom Vault, we can definitely achieve objectives. We won't know till we get there. You guys
Ooh.
want to leave now or take extra time?
But make sure when we get into that big room with the guy on the chair, that the guy on the chair is weak enough to actually take down. Otherwise,
No.
we're going to run out of that room and not.
That's the
accomplish
point.
our
We're not
goal.
going to take that guy down. If we go through the portal and the guy in the chair is there, we turn around and go back out the portal. But we won't know that until we take out 2 more black gates and see what we're up against.
Also, if I might add, there is no way to weaken the guy in the phylactery vault. The things that we can do in the Doom Vault will weaken Zastan, not Khazad Ghul. Khazad Ghul is guarding the phylactery vault. We can't weaken him.
So what was the message that we got from Blinkshaw's god?
That there are more things you can do in the Doom Vault itself to weaken Zastan and his plan.
And we keep saying smash and grab, but we have no idea how to smash.
And honestly, we're not really grabbing anything either. We have to stay
And
there
it's-
and do the smashing. The smashing might take, 10, 15 minutes, an hour. So,
It's-
how many rounds is that in the presence of?
It's
of this-
comparatively little effort to destroy 2 black gates to find out than to take
Balin,
extra days that might cost
Balin.
people lives.
We need to let Garlo finish speaking.
I said my point.
Blinkshaw. I admire you, and I believe you are righteous of heart. But I fear that trying to do every little step we can in the Doom Vault to weaken Zastan is biting off more we can chew. And perhaps taking more time than I'm willing to spend while my family's in danger. I
fear
already, decided that this was more important than my family. To come here and stop Zastan's plan, but I still care about my family and I want to make sure we get back to them. And if doing the extra in the Doom Vault won't help us against Khazad Ghul, then it's just bonus points. Right?
I fear that if we go in there without knowing how to destroy the phylactery and without weakening Zastan, there might not be a way to destroy the phylactery, and we get ourselves completely killed, and your family has no way of being saved. Neither does the world.
I don't
Charging
think
in there without knowing what we need to do makes a mission that should be stealth the opposite of it.
I didn't think that the extra things we could do in the Doom Vault to weaken Zastan were going to assist with the phylactery mission.
Yeah, speaking
wasn't-
about someone who does know about stealth missions, we don't have enough information, and we won't until we do the comparatively less resource-intensive task of finishing off the Black Gates. And honestly, if we get into the phylactery vault and it's too big, we get out and that's the end of it. But I want you guys to know, I made her a promise I was going to go after her family as soon as we dealt with this. And I mean, I'm not going to break that promise. I didn't think you guys would too.
No one says you have to break that promise, and no one plans to break that promise. That promise is a 5-week journey away, And if we don't finish things here, that means that the problems here, once we leave, are 10 weeks away because we'll have to go 5 weeks one way and 5 weeks back. So I plan to make sure that what we leave in the Doom Vault behind is a completed quest. Now, my understanding is that there's some very glaringly obvious things we probably can do and investigate before we decide to waltz into the phylactery. And by the way, it's not like you just walk into the space and you can walk out of it. Once you go to the phylactery, we have no idea what we're going to encounter, and we have no idea how to even leave. Because frankly, we just left a room where it wasn't that easy to leave, and that wasn't that big of a room. That was just some minor little thing. So to say that we can take a peek into the phylactery and walk out is a foolish thing to say, because we have absolutely no idea what's going to be inside that room. So, and if we're getting information that says we can weaken what's in the phylactery before we encounter it, then I say we investigate that. And if we understand that there are these temples of extractions that are literally pumping energies of the gods into the phylacteries, and every one of them that we destroy the phylactery.
Oh my god, I hate like I have to speak for the gods here, but he probably was talking about the other chosen that are imprisoned in the Doom Vault, which I'm hoping to find on the way to Two Black Gates. That's what I assume he was talking about.
Extractors?
If anybody wants to, you can make me an insight check to try and discern some more of Helm's cryptic warning.
I will make that check.
Well,
I will.
you're familiar with Helm, Blinkshaw, as you start to think about it, and Arena, as you kind of muddle your mind over this too. It dawns back on you that the Doom Vault, while the primary purpose seems to be funneling Chosens into this god, the Doom Vault is a research laboratory that Zostam uses. The Chosen One are only one factor of what they do here. Obviously, you've seen them do research on demons and controlling them, and breeding creatures and using them to their ends. This is only one small piece of what Zostam is using the Doom Vault for, however important it may be to him. You get the impression that it's not just preventing his ascension to godhood that you could stop here, but you could prevent his research into a great many things that could, while may not directly affect you all, could do a lot of good for a lot of people.
Also, I do want to point out. Oh, can I go first? To Garlo, that we won't be weakening the thing in the phylactery vault. Even if we do this other stuff, we won't be weakening it. We'll be weakening the head guy, which is not in the phylactery vault. I wanted to make sure that was clear.
Sorry, go ahead, Garlo.
I see that bit of insight you're taking with the context that's being presented in front of us, that there will be a different person will be impacted by destroying the extractors than the hunter inside the phylacteries. But I can't help but think that the energy from the extractors is going into the phylacteries and destroying, or I don't know where it's, well, destroying those would potentially help us. That being said, now we have this bigger global quest, which is that this is only one piece of the pie. So if we're trying to save the world, and we're trying to save, we'd be looking at dismantling the entire Doom Vault. And if that takes an extra 8 hours of rest or 16 hours of rest, how does that compare to the 5-week journey ahead of us, and who knows how many weeks after of our next?
We're not going to disable the entire Doom Vault.
So
We
As
really
you
how
say
big and
that-
horrible this place is.
The context stone glows, and Serana says, "That is kind of what we hired you for."
Can I?
wait,
say
really?
Part of you being hired was to put a stop to the experiments that Zostam was doing here.
Mm-hmm.
It was the
So
story of the
you could
Phylacteries,
absolutely
yeah.
do this, but Serana will say, if you all put a stop to this plan, that's all good. But we're paying you to take out the Doom Vault in its entirety. We'll pay you half, but if you do this, we're not going to pay you the full cost.
I'm going to scroll back now because I'm
So
curious if that was the deal or not.
yes, it was.
Yeah, I'm
The-
pretty sure Blake knows what he's talking about.
We have gone through the temples of extraction, Garlo. that was where the gods were. I don't know if there are others. I want to. My main concern about doing more, beside like we need to do more for all of the people that we can help. My main concern is we don't know what we need to do to get rid of the phylactery. And if there is some kind of shield, some kind of thing preventing us from even getting to the phylactery, weakening that is important.
Isn't one of
And
the
we
things
don't.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's right, and we don't know that. And the implication that I said we would not help your family is a bit insulting, especially after I suggested we go help your family first.
I'm sorry. That's not what I meant to
I'm Team
That's not
Blink
what I
Shaw
meant.
on that one.
Does anyone remember how long it took us to disable 4 black gates? It only happened an hour and a half ago. We did 4 in a minute and a half. We don't have to necessarily fight what's in the room. We teleport to the gate. Phil Dennis disables it. We teleport out. We're talking about 3 minutes of work to see what the next step is.
That's just doesn't seem smart. It doesn't seem like it sounds like you're assuming we'll be able to walk into the phylactery, and if things are within our control, we can succeed, and if they're not,
I'm
we
gonna
can
go
leave. And I don't know if that's the case. We might not be able to leave. We might be stuck there against an enemy that we're not prepared to fight. And that is, and to that extent, isn't the goal now just to destroy the entire Doom Vault? So what's the rush? Why not try to understand more and explore more of the Doom Vault if that's what we were hired to do?
Why don't we all take 10 minutes, think to ourselves, consider all of the options, and then just take the wisdom that we have, review it, and then come back together with a decision. And really, I just need to go pee.
Which sounds like a great time for a 15-minute break. We're right at
Aw.
8 o'clock. So
We gotta start
15-minute
breaking
break,
it
we'll
in.
come back.
We have to start
And
breaking in
we'll,
emotionally hot moments. Like it's hard to heat back up after we chill out.
I'll be back.
sometimes chilling out's what you guys need, damn it.
I think
Alright.
so.
Nope.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
as I was saying, it is.
I'm sorry. Every time there's an argument, Phil Dennis is the only person who never ever speaks in them. And I just imagine he's like the
So
kid
excited.
who's watching his parents argue, and he and Charles are just sitting there, like Charles is on his shoulder, and they're just like heads back and forth.
I was so Leo's,
Aw.
I assume Leo's muted out and playing with a cat. Just like, I don't know, I'll wait till someone says roll initiative.
I was so excited when you said I'll start it again.
Keen, you're still playing guitar.
Yeah, you're not.
Mute out.
And pay attention.
I hear you guys. Listen,
Yeah, but we hear
but
you.
You're,
Yeah, it's
you're-
hard to hear each other when you're playing the
I
guitar.
feel
Though.
like it takes so much Blackbird.
I only take like 3.5 hours of your week
Never.
every single week, Keen. I apologize.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so dropping back in, I was like, as I was saying, I think it's crazy that for the likelihood of low effort to accomplish a goal and get an idea, to not do that and take more time when Arena's family's on the line and we're doing this to delay the end of the world. Like, I don't know. I feel like we did the right thing coming here, but it's not out of our it's not crazy to say that blowing up the phylactery vaults and disrupting these experiments can't be done on this next great charge, and then we go do this other thing. And if I'm wrong, that's fine, but no evidence to the contrary exists. Now, we bump into something where the phylactery vault's going to take way more time, or the experiments are going to take way more time, or something like that, and things are crazy, we can reassess. But my expectation for this was we got Word 1 done, and then we dedicated ourselves to the promise that we made. That's kind of where I'm at.
Once again, let's not have Arena's family as a part of the conversation of what choices we are making. I've already.
You want to
said
leave
that-
right now and go deal with that? I'm into that too.
So I've already said that. The main question that I have is, can we get in and out of the phylactery vault? My gut feeling, after conversing with Helm, is even though we want it to be a smash and grab, we don't have control over it being as such because of the powerful force that's there. And so that's my biggest concern with trying to do a smash and grab. We can definitely close off the the portals. We can be ready to go into the phylactery vault. I'm just not sure that if we go in, we can leave right away.
I wasn't privy to this very special conversation with Helm, so I'm only going off of what you interpreted as the answer. But
My main interpretation is what awaits us in the phylactery vault is way more powerful than us.
didn't you also ask if we had the capability to take it out right now? And he said,
He broke up, and he said,
didn't you also ask if we had the tools necessary to take out the phylactery vault right now? And he said yes.
Something like that, yeah.
He said that
He said there's other things we could do to fuck up Zastan, but if the goal was to disrupt the phylactery vaults, we had the tools necessary, is what I understood from your interpretation.
But death is imminent.
And
Sorry, what
that
was
the
that?
information we got.
Encountering what's his name? The only one I can't remember the name of is the was the thing we're not ready for. Which
Right,
to
and-
say that we can't fight him doesn't mean we can't get the fuck out of the way if we see it.
I think that's the big question that at least I have, and my understanding of what Garlo has is, even if we can deal with just the phylactery, if it were the only thing there, I don't know that we can get in and out. Think back to Strahd. He was able to charm us. Think back to the fight we just had. You were confused for a little bit, you said. You went flying off in a different direction as the entrance. And we had teleporters in that room. If we encounter something like that, then the goal of in and out becomes completely, not necessarily impossible, but very difficult.
Like you said, but you just named the things that happened to me as if that's what's going to happen again. Because it wasn't we got charmed by Strahd. It was me and Tashra, and one of us didn't make it. And
Well,
it
it's called It's called
Like, you could just throw in Gundren's fucking missing head, too, if you want to be a part of the party. But no, I
Sure.
get it. Yeah.
I-
God
I
forbid.
also-
God forbid we walk in and Balin screws it up. Yeah, that's what you're trying to say.
No, I'm specifically trying not to say that because
Yeah,
what happens
Great
to
examples
us
that you gave then.
happens as a group. The fact that I haven't gotten charmed is nothing than luck. It could happen to me next just as easily. I
Way to
got
mention
teleported.
that. Way to rub that in.
So-
I got teleported. I also got
Well-
grabbed by a crab creature and pushed to the back wall.
Well,
I-
here's all this bickering and talk of a vampire, and he just says to himself, "I don't understand what the question really is here. We're inside of the lair of an organization that wants to destroy the world, and our goal is to leave here doing the bare minimum." And
Yeah,
why
the amount that we're capable at for our skill level.
no, that doesn't seem like that's not it at all. It's the amount that we're choosing. We've actually been asked by, now these aren't my employers, they're your employers, but your employers have asked you to dismantle this layer because it's going to destroy the world. I don't know what the objectives are. All I'm saying is it sounds like you're trying to do the bare minimum. Seem like it's enough for what the world needs right now.
There's a couple things real quick before we continue this conversation. One, we're being listened to. Two, we were hired to do it at our leisure time. We could have just said no entirely, but we accepted it, took the down payment, so we have to finish this eventually. As for win, is what you guys feel most comfortable with.
I think if our objectives are to disrupt all experiments and take out the phylactery vault, we should at least continue pursuing the phylactery vault. But if it turns into an epic situation, then we move on and come back. Because, yeah, I know you're listening, glowing stone in the room, but if the expectation is that we take out, God damn it,
Kazakul.
Kazakul, yeah. The expectation that we're taking Kazakul, you definitely know you're underpaying us, and that wasn't part of the deal. It was disrupt, delay.
Tell you
That
what,
was the goal here. We were not hired to go after Kazakul.
tell you what. My biggest concern is about one, us being able to try and save the world by taking out as much of this as we can. Two, making sure Arena's family has someone to come to their aid. And then three, getting the phylactery. If all of you promise that if shit hits the fan down there, you will all run, and if someone needs to stay and try to get rid of Kazakul or at least distract, let me be that one. I am the most capable of fending off an undead.
For
And-
10 weeks? For
Oh.
for 10 weeks?
God no, I'd die. But
About
at least
because it's going to take us 5 weeks to get to where Aranda's family is.
oh no,
I'm going to put a stop to that. The trip to Grenfell was 2 weeks out, not 5 weeks.
5
Okay.
weeks round trip, because we're assuming that there's going to be a week of, you know,
Not
getting
a
the shit kicked out of us.
significant difference. I just wanted to clarify that you're selling it a little more than it needs to be sold.
Plus, we can just
Balin's
teleport
aware of
back
that.
if we
Garlic,
really
he's
wanted
He's
to.
not above lying to his friends.
Garlo, I'm not asking. I don't expect to come back if it comes to that.
I understand that, but I'm calling that out. You're basically saying you'll die so we can save and potentially not save Arena's family. And also, you're saying that you'll die so that we can save Arena's family and leave the rest of the world vulnerable to what's going on here. I mean,
No.
and now
There's
Oh.
where I'll disagree. I will die so that the rest of you can escape, save Arena's family, and dismantle as much of the Doom Vault as you can.
going after Arena's family requires going against one of the most. Now, this is what I've gathered from our conversations at Arena's family's home. One of the most notorious, secretive, evil Dragon Force gangs in the entire world. So there's no there's no reason to think that we'll survive that. That situation is here we are in the middle of the Doom Vault, with our most of our capacity intact, and we're going to do the bare minimum and leave one of our best members to die so we can go find Arena's family, which may be an even more difficult quest and will be down a member. And also, based on the information we received from Arena's family, like her sister or relative
Adopted
is
sister.
Half sister.
Adopted.
adopted. Call her what you want. Your relative. Your relative responded to you, saying that she will take care of it. Now, to me, that does not sound like it is an utmost urgency that the world is going to end. It sounds to me like an
As you say that,
important
Balin kind of shoots
family
a look
matter.
at her. Like as you say that, Balin kind of like wide-eyed, side eyes Arena. He's probably not good at hiding it. But go ahead, I'm
What?
sorry. No, I was just making it obvious, like when he's like, "We should feel fine that your sister said she was handling it," and I kind of shoot you a wide-eyed like,
That's different. Saying that like your sister is conscious, your sister is alive, your sister is fighting her own battles like we're fighting our battles, and we're willing to walk away from our battles to go encounter hers. And I, for one, will say that our battles in this Doom Vault are more important. This at half capacity is to leave the world vulnerable to what other evils could come out of this place.
yeah, I'm with you. I think if we had the ability, we should do it. I don't think we do yet. I think the best we can do is what we came here to do: delay, destroy, smash, leave, handle what needs to be handled out there, and then come back when we are more skilled, better equipped, and better reinforced, and deal with what is basically. You weren't around when I kind of ascertained what's going on here. The Alitha Lich is one of the most fucked up things I've ever had to think about. And
How-
that's what's at the end of this goddamn maze. So I don't want to go any deeper in than we have to until we're ready to do nothing less than the impossible. And to me, disrupting the Chosen and smashing the Phylactery Vault in any way we can to disrupt that Chosen energy is the only thing we are capable of in this moment, from what I see. We have the tools and the ability for that now.
I have a thought and a question for you then about that one. If we do
Okay.
open up the ability to go to the phylacteries, is that a two-way door? Can they come this way, or is it just locked?
I mean, you're the
That,
look. I
that's
appreciate that you talk to me like a peer, but you're the really smart wizard in this group. You tell me. You're the one that figured out the disruption.
well, I don't know. That's the thing. Like, it's a chance we would have to take. And the second part is
Calling you out on your assumption.
We've been fighting all day. Let Phil
Objection.
Dennis talk. He's 100. He's 200 fucking years old. Let him have his moment when he speaks up.
Okay. And I know I keep suggesting yours, but Charles can't fly. Can we send your owl with invisibility in there to see what's up? And then report back besides letting one of us who can potentially die. That's the other option I was thinking of. As for the scout portion of it.
Like Archie's not going to be crazy about it, but he's going to do it because I wouldn't be crazy about it, but I would do it. So yeah, I'm fine with that.
Because if something in there has, like, say, true sight or something, they're gonna see an invisible Balin.
You're
And
absolutely. And look,
so
believe me, if like all things, he does something smart and gets killed for it, I'm going to hear about it later. But he knows that's part of his job. Because I know that's part of my job. So yeah, I'm fine with sending Archie in. I'm going to owe him a lot of frogs after that. But
I
He
really
knows-
think we should
he
do that
knows
scout
the
mission
stakes.
first.
huh?
We should do that scout mission first then.
I'm fine with that. He knows what's up and he knows the stakes. I gave him
As-
every opportunity to be released back into the Feywild. I forget what kind of type Archimedes is,
Well,
but
we
Alright,
should do
any
that as
objections?
long as everyone's okay with potentially whatever is coming there can come out here, the two-way.
Any
I'm
objections?
fine with that.
Arena, any objections?
No.
Garlo, any objections?
Jackson's ascending the owl. The owl I've never met.
Correct. To its potential doom, which it actually isn't doom because it's a familiar. Any concerns?
Any, but
But-
I'll go along with it. Let's do it.
I just recovered teleportation
Random
circle, so if shit gets hit to the fan, then we can get out of here.
Perfect. Random red wizard that's probably still here in this tower. Any objections? No. Great. Let's go.
I think they were gone by now.
No, she's definitely still listening.
No, not her, but like the guy
No.
we rescued and
The
brought
guy
back
we
to life.
rescued.
No, I thought he meant Serana,
Nope,
who's
nope,
definitely still
I meant-
listening.
I meant the guy who we rescued.
Oh, Menek? No, he's not here. You are.
Okay.
All right. Once more to the breach, my friends. I guess I'll summon Archimedes now since he was just dismissed.
Sorry,
Hey, buddy.
Archimedes.
What
Why am
Garlo
I
doesn't know what
getting
Archimedes looks
Feeling
like.
You're gonna do something I'm gonna regret.
Not necessarily.
I'm sorry,
You
guys.
know, I
Am I
wouldn't
to
say-
understand that Lake plays Keith's owl?
Yeah.
And Leo's familiar. Yeah.
Okay, continue. I want to see how this goes.
You guys can't hear him talk. He just looks like an owl to you. Like he materializes out of nothing, and he's a, fluffy white feathered owl that has some kind of is he, even though it's an owl, it's just generally a condescending look on his face. And to Archie, I'll say, like, you're aware of the stakes here, all right? This is basically world-ending potential shit. We need to know if a doorway goes two ways. And you have the best chance of going in and out if it does.
So you're gonna try and send me through a doorway because if I die, I'm coming back one way or the other. Are you
Right.
sure?
Yeah, I mean, we've crossed how many planes of existence? You might be a skeleton again. But again, I've made the deal with I'm happy to release you into the Feywild at any point that you want to go back. But you and me kind of have an understanding on what our job is in the world. So if you don't want to do it, I get it. I mean, actually,
I'm
Balin
gonna
kind
do
of
it
stops.
because I
Balin kind
always
of stops and turns to wait. He actually shushes Archimedes on his arm and goes,
Don't know how you shush something telepathically, but okay.
but he's like, he's just, no, fuck that. I'm not sending an Archie. I'll send one of the morons. Remember,
Those
he has
6
three
morons.
familiars. Yeah, I'm sending in the morons. Fuck that. No, you're fine, Archie. I can't summon them next. It's a limited duration. But no, I'm sending in what the fuck the name? Da Vinci. I'm sending in Da
Oh,
Vinci or
that'd be good.
yeah, I'm sending in Da Vinci or the other one. Fuck them. They haven't been with us nearly as long. I'm
Well,
sorry.
they can scout more. Yeah.
the fuck is his name?
But they'd be visible,
I
so
think
only
it was
one could be
Leo.
invisible.
No, it's Da Vinci and what's the Pythagoras.
Yeah, Pythagoras.
Yeah, I'm sending in Pythagoras. Fuck them. Which one? Whatever the most ridiculous one was that I didn't like.
Well, there was, to my knowledge, there was Archimedes, who was just generally after you. There was Da Vinci, who seemed to be opinionated but far more easygoing. And then there was Pythagoras, who just seemed to be a total dimwit.
Yeah, I think I'm sending Pythagoras. Well, actually, no, I'll probably send Da Vinci because Pythagoras is not reliable.
Well, no,
In this
Pythagoras
scenario.
is perfect. Pythagoras is perfect because we're at a squared. We know where b squared is, and we want to know if there's a c squared.
Oh,
Exactly, but I'd rather
God.
send in the easygoing, intelligent one than the aspect of my personality that is basically an idiotic jackass, which I can't deny exists.
All right, why don't we get moving?
But yeah, no, I'm with you on that. It's an extra second level spell slot, but yeah, no, fuck, I'm skip keeping Archie. He's fine. Okay, so there we go. Yes, I will send my familiar in. No objections to that. We still have 2 black gates left. We know there's at least 3 in the blood pens. Or we can explore the temples of extraction. I vote blood pens. 1, 2, 3, Blinkshaw, you pick. Chris,
Blood.
FYI, we know there are black gates that we can transfer to in the Swine Run, Vermin Halls, and Hatch.
We should
Swine
just do
Run,
the
that
first
room,
two.
That room smells good.
Yeah.
Guys, I may have to go for tonight. I am so sorry. I forgot to drink my caffeine today until it was too late to drink it. I'm really sorry.
Your finger is given out and you've fallen off the cliff.
Yes. I already paid you $10 for this week. But
Mhm.
I will be here next week. So I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm gonna have to go.
No, if you can't, again, it's fine. Sam.
Okay. Bye,
All right.
guys.
All
Bye.
right.
Don't die.
Not
No
to.
promises.
Pythagoras says, "What?"
I didn't summon them then. That actually takes a minute to cast.
Well,
and
I
is
know,
not
it was just a
ritual.
joke.
Okay. Yeah,
Alright,
he's just
bye.
dar.
To the Swine Run.
Hold your nose.
Shit. I'll have to work on this later. Nothing's coming to me. Okay. Sorry, I was working on something for the game while you guys were talking. Like, this is a perfect time to get this worked out because I know what I'm doing because it's going to be important later. But now you guys have made a decision. So you guys are doing what? You have made your decision about what you want to do, but you realize you still must close 2 black gates at the very least. And your plan seems to be to go to the
Swine Run.
Yeah, we have the location of
Swine
at least
Run.
3 black gates. So we're starting with the Swine Run. The other 2 I listed were the Vermin Halls and the Hatchery that we know there's black gates that we can teleport to instantly.
Okay, so you were heading to the Swine Run in the Blood Pins. Alrighty. You all teleport. I'm not going to bother moving you to the map because obviously we don't need to worry about loading these maps. And it is empty as you arrive. So as you all arrive here, you see that this room is still, thankfully, unoccupied. The cots that lie all over the floor are as they left it, and you see the large stone altar or throne, as it was, that released all the insects the last time you were here. It seems
Alright,
that this is very reserved.
I'm on the lookout. Make with the smashing. Is that double 2s?
Double 4.
4, okay.
Oh, that's a bad omen,
It is
though.
still successful. And the gate will be destabilized.
Alright, to the next one, which is Vermin Halls. Is that where you want to go?
Vamonos.
Amen.
Alright, Vermin Halls away.
Blinkshaw opens, Phildemnis closes. Don't break the cipher.
Alright.
I take it back. That was the Vermin Halls you just teleported into. Damn it.
The Swine Run, Vermin Halls was the because there were all the spiders and whatnot in the.
Yeah, that was the Vermin Halls. That's me backwards. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Backwards, to the Swine Run.
To the Swine Run. I was looking and I'm like, wait a second, that number's bigger than the other number. This is out of order. Wait, nope, I'm just wrong.
To the
Okay, that's
Oinks.
So as you all attune to the gate and open up the portal there, you all may step through. Who is opening the portal, just for my
Blinkshaw.
curiosity? Blinkshaw, right? Of course. Blinkshaw is always one that steps through. So you open it up and you will step through, which allows the gate to be open through on the other side. As you step through, you see that this room is occupied. Empty wall niches might once have held works of art, but this broad gallery has now been converted to an abattoir, its floor slick with filth and gore. As you arrive into the room, you see what looks like a horde of skeletons, 2 of those somewhat emaciated but not quite fully formed undead, which you have come to attribute as wights, and a very large, multiple tentacled creature in the far corner of the room. As you leer them over, they all seem to be looking at you, having stopped in the middle of what they were doing. And for the moment, it seemed like each of them had butcher cleavers and such, like they were made to carve up perhaps the swines from the next room. But as you come into the room, the only thing they seem to have eyes on is you. At this point, Blinkshaw, you're the only one in here. I'm gonna need you to roll me initiative.
Woohoo!
I have not gone over to the page yet, so we're gonna go to that page. Hopefully that's showing up on the right page for you. Otherwise, I'm gonna move everybody else to a box so you all can roll initiative as well. So that will determine when you all can come through.
I am looking for me on the map, and I don't see. Oh! There I am.
The bottom right.
No, it's like middle.
Oh, okay, there.
Nobody else.
I
is
haven't
gonna
dragged
be able to
anybody
see.
else yet.
I just want to like center myself. Oh, that's probably where I will be at.
Okay, we're just gonna do this the easy way because I don't know how to do it the hard way. Okay, and then we'll do this token layer there. Now you guys should be able to see where you are and roll initiative.
Trying to find it.
I rolled, but it didn't get on, so I'm just gonna re-roll and manually input.
All right, so you had a 12.
Found it.
And this thing needs to roll initiative as well. All right. Balin, Garlo. Everybody has rolled initiative. First up in this order is Balin. You are not currently aware of a threat yet, but
Nope, Balin
Blinkshaw
sauntered
has
right
gone
on
through. You saunter right on through, and you come out to a room of skeletons and other things staring at Blinkshaw.
Kind of assessing the room here. I kind of whisper to Blinkshaw. Do you want to try and lie out of this, or should I?
Let's kill him.
Fine. Yeah, this seems like a good time to get a little nuts. I will use a bonus action to summon. There was an action to walk through. Or do I have my action and bonus action still?
It's just your movement to walk through.
Okay, I will use my action to summon a Shadow Blade. And we double check the throwing range again. Sorry, 20. Okay, I will go 2, 3. Wait, no, just 1, 2. I will throw a Shadow Blade at that skeleton right in front of me.
Okay. That'll hit.
Still up?
No. Yes, because you don't have to take that.
Oh, they're not surprised, huh?
No, they're not surprised. You're more surprised at the fact there's creatures in this room than they are.
Oh, crap.
Oh,
Okay.
looking at me.
I'm going to go back to here. So there's still room for people to come through, but at least I'm beside an ally when they rush.
Okay, so it was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I don't know how you got that far back when the farthest you back you could get is...
What was
Let's see,
my
you only
movement
move
to
to within 20
What's
feet,
my
so
what's my movement to go through?
5 feet.
So it's 5. I came out here, stepped to there. That's 5 more.
You
20.
only stepped to there?
You went.
Yeah,
one
I
forward.
just 20. It was a 20 feet. It was thrown.
You went one forward on the map. That's where the confusion comes
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, well, that's either way, you're fine. Okay, because I'm
Yeah.
trying to check how far you went. Okay. Well, he survives, at which point the skeletons will turn and act. They take a moment before the white over here just kind of mumbles, "Butcher them!" And the skeletons raise their cleavers and trudge across the floor. You're just going to move to the nearest possible thing without any worry or fear. That's about as far as they can get on that, though. The others, they move a little farther up. Actually, no, they're not even going to move. They're going to keep doing what they were doing. The others are handling this. They seem like they're carving through the remains of pigs with those cleavers. They're going to continue working while the other ones move to deal with you. We're going to have 3 attacks on each of you. A miss on Balin, a hit on Balin.
I will shield. There's just too many attacks coming. 24 now.
For my sake, remind me, why do you have an armor class of 19 normally?
+1 studded leather and the cloak of protection. So that's 13, 14, and then 5 dex.
Okay. That'll miss then. I'm not going to bother with the other one. The others will swing at Blinkshaw, but unless they get a natural 20, which one did for 7 points of piercing, the one that has 1 hit point left
God damn it,
stabs
Phelan.
Blinkshaw for 7 points of piercing, but the others are unable to make any real indent on your armor other than that. We come to Blinkshaw.
Spirit Guardians comes a popping on it.
Okay.
Come on. Oh, thank you. I was waiting for it to come up. And that's my turn, because that's an action.
Okie dokie. The creature that is over there will raise a finger up. And he is going to launch off Warbling Black. No, he's not. He's not going to do that because that would be stupid. He is going to point a finger at you, Blinkshaw. As I double check the range. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Alrighty.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. He attempts to cast a spell that you felt would paralyze you, but you succeed with flying colors. That is his turn. The creature in the far corner seems to be eating pieces of gristle and other things that were tossed away from the pigs and doesn't seem to be paying much attention to you for the moment. The white is too far away to really do anything, so it is just going to hold its position there and take the dodge action. Garlo.
I can't see anything.
Because you
I'm not
haven't
really-
gone through the portal yet. You're still in the gatehouse.
I'm gonna go through the portal then. Do I hear anything before I go into the portal? I just
You
wanna
do not.
play the game. I
But
just saw
when-
that,
Yeah, they've just gone through. You just haven't had a chance to go through yet.
and I'm curious because I see Blinkshaw still on my map. Portal?
I think
What do you mean you still see him?
See Blinkshaw?
He probably sees a token just floating there in
Just-
darkness.
You
You go
just see Phil Dennis. Like, first
Um,
of all, Phil Dennis is the one sitting next to you too. You're just on the map, so you can roll initiative.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But it's definitely Blinkshaw.
So you're-
Yeah, not Blinkshaw listed. But anyway, I'm gonna go through the portal.
You might be somewhere else on the map that. First of all, there's an Archimedes on this map. I don't know why there's an Archimedes on this map. You might just be somewhere in another room that I haven't deleted the token. But yeah, you're actually over here.
Yeah. And okay, got it. I will go through the portal.
It only takes up 5 feet of your movement, and you come out here.
Oh boy. Now I see Blinkshaw again. And that was okay. And I will rage. Oh, rage. Rage on.
His new phrase, rage on.
Target
Rage
rich
on, rage off.
environment? Check. Clump damage? Check. This is Garlo's calling.
Boom again.
It's like a clapper.
And upon raging, I let out a scream, and I will attack this opponent right here.
Lincoln, you gonna run for Arena and roll on it, or she's gonna hang back? for
I
some
don't
reason?
see a point. This room
Okay.
is not that dangerous. All right,
Okay.
you smash that one without any issue.
Okay.
It is a single well-placed hit, and its bones go flying across the room.
I will then smash this one here. Blinkshaw.
much the same as the first one. You smash it, and its bones go flying across the room.
Great. Now I still have some movement left, correct?
You have 35 feet by my count.
So let's see if we'll move 15, 20. Let's see. Let me do this again. 5, 10. We'll move here. I think I can do that, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Sure.
30. Yep. Okay. I will go there.
Phil Dennis.
I will go through the portal.
You come out here.
Oh shit. Oh man. Oh, look at that. I'm just gonna do it. 'Cause why not?
By the way, I totally did mix up the tokens before, so Lake, you had it right.
Haha, I knew it.
We were right. Y'all were right.
I was right. Unleash a fireball over there. Why not?
Okay.
Oh, get the big one. Get the guy with the white-haired lady skeleton.
Nah, he's fine. You can take him.
That's nice of you.
All right, roll damage. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Easy enough. 1, 2, 3. One of the skeletons will survive. Not that it matters, because they're all going to be destroyed anyways. Alrighty then.
This whole thing was let's waste some mid-tier slots off their sheets.
Exactly.
The black white
Exactly.
is completely and totally almost incinerated. He has 1 hit point left.
I'm not worried about it.
As I mark off each of every single one of these skeletons. This creature takes the full brunt, 36. Not minus 365, no. Damn it, I don't know what their hit points was. Was it this? No, okay. Sometimes simplifications make things harder. All right, that fireball washes across the room, completely incinerating the skeletons and sending them flying like pinballs all around the room. The white shrugs over its shoulders, taking a full brunt of it and getting caught entirely in the chest. Whereas the large creature across the room seems to get washed over, and in that moment it stands up, and you realize that your fireball has destroyed a chain that was keeping it locked into the northeast corner.
Oh, well, fuck.
Real nice.
Balin did it. I did a Balin.
Oh
All right,
boy.
I'm assuming that's the end of Philtonus' turn. Balin.
He goes, me? Everyone knows I'm not capable of that kind of magic. That thing is pretty pissed, but it's also relatively far away.
Found the missing link.
Yo.
I am going to. I got a friend here. I might as well use my sneak attack. I will green flame blade the one directly to the north of me.
Oh, okay.
When I find that button. I don't have a bardic reaction, so I'm just gonna take the 11.
That'll miss. You will swing, and you just swing just too shallow to hit the skeleton.
All right, rolled a 2. That is.
Sorry.
Yeah, I guess I can disengage and go here to protect Phil Dennis because no one else has to come through.
Okay.
Oh wait, I
Alright.
can go all the way around. Never mind. I can go here.
The skeletons, the only ones that are left. This guy's going to move around to here as we move the dead guys out of the way.
They have to make their.
They do. They're going to have to make their saves. That is entirely correct. None of them are going to make those saves. And all of them are going to have 2 hit points now.
Aw.
I say because at this point you guys have faced so many skeletons. Like you guys know, if they're alive, they're not happy. So yeah, all of them seem to be thoroughly destroyed by this radiant. They're powering through sheer force of undead fortitude. As
Wait,
they
like
set up
15
here,
HP.
they're actually all 4 of them are just going to swing wildly at Blinkshot because they really can't do much else. One of them is going to crit for 9, but the others will all miss horribly.
2 crits, motherfucker. Oops, that's the wrong way.
They're skeleton crits.
That's
I mean,
so
at least
great.
It's not the pig beast.
It's fair. And a con save for Spiritual Guardians.
Thank you. That's gonna be an
You're
advantage,
fine.
but it doesn't.
You're fine. Alrighty, Blinkshaw.
I mean, I can't really. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna swing at one of them. Let's swing it. This one, the top
Okay.
left. Yep. 3
That
damage from the radiant
Smashes
sword,
the ever-living hell out of him. His body goes flying across the room to join the other piles of refuse, gore, and such remaining.
and then I'm going to move myself into his spot.
I need shit, hold on, I gotta double check this. Oh, damn it, come on. Never mind. I don't need a save. Phil Dennis and Balin, you both take 6 points of force damage and you're shoved outside of the gate.
Ah, scatter.
Well, that wasn't cool.
Right? Balin's fault.
As the person who was holding the gate open left the gate area.
Womp.
And the Shadow Blade failed because of it.
Rolled a 2 and
Oh.
a 4 so far this fucking game. That was 6 points. Oh my god, my fucking rolls.
Laugh, but it's not.
I really, really don't like this character. I'm playing him aggravated, so kill him, and I can play someone with better rolls.
Not gonna happen.
Don't blame the character, Balin. It's roll 20. Rolls happen.
I
I've seen
almost took
worse.
the-
I'm not gonna lie. I have seen worse rolls than you in all my games, so it could be worse. Last week, my Wednesday group, we were literally counting it up. One player got 8 natural ones.
I'm sure I've beaten that.
No.
You have not. I
What
have
I've
seen
done.
people unluckier
Eight
than
natural
you.
ones in one session.
In one session, they got 8, and another player got like 3 of them. The whole group rolled like absolute garbage that night. Even the GM was rolling like garbage. It was a fucking travesty of D&D. I think Will Wheaton was watching. Is that all for you, Blinkshaw?
Yes.
All right. The white that has almost no hit points left and is in really, really, really bad shape is going to. It can't use that spell again, so it's not going to worry about it. It is going to flee across the room, whisper something to this creature, and then it is going to point a finger at Phil Dennis and fire 2 bolts of black energy at him.
Oh.
The first one is going to crit him for 11 points of necrotic damage. That's 3 critical hits I've gotten in this encounter. Holy shit. What is going on right now? The second will miss horribly. So 11 points of necrotic filled in this, and the other will miss. At which point, the creature that has now been freed from its chain stands up and just stumbles across the floor. And Garlo, in
Holy
your
crap.
mind, as it stumbles over to you, you just hear food.
Food?
Oh, it's
Yes.
a baby.
I
Food.
heard with a steam engine.
Here's the thing. I don't know if it's that creature or Garlo.
Oh my god, it crits you!
Oh
Oh
my god.
Why? Why am I critting all of a sudden? I'm gonna have to send you the log for this. Oh my
I-
god.
When If we bump into fucking Tarlvar, Zastan, or whoever, they better just roll ones. That's the deal you made with the D&D gods.
Well, you are raging, so you're gonna take half damage from this, Garlo.
All right. All right.
So 15 points of bludgeoning and 8 points of piercing, reduced to 7 bludgeoning and 4 piercing. As its tentacle slams into you, it wraps around your torso. You are now restrained. As it swings its other tentacle around to hit you, that is at advantage, and that will miss with a 13 and a 7. As you power arm it out of the way to not get grabbed by a second one. But as it does so, it lifts your entire body up, turns you end over, and then pulls you into its mouth. But you, as I suddenly waste my crits and roll like shit, kick it in the head. Its head just kind of bounces back as it fails to bite you as well. That was fun until it wasn't.
You tentacle turtle.
Okay. That is its turn. This creature, now with an opportunity, seeing the spiritual guardians, is going to circle around them to here, and is going to try and strike Garlo at advantage. Once with its longsword, it's going to miss and reach out to try and grab him, and misses as well. Good God. Apparently advantage is my kryptonite. That's what I'm learning now, as it misses 2 attacks, and we come back to Garlo's turn.
So I'm currently being held in the air by this.
One of its
Turtle.
massive tentacles, yes. And it's just calling at you, food, 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 food.
Like that high pitch too, huh?
That is what it seems like in your mind.
Yes.
Excruciating.
No, does it take an action to try to break free of its grasp?
Yes.
I
just realized I forgot my own fleet-footed rule. Motherfucker, why do I always forget that rule? What is your dexterity modifier, Garlo?
I have advantage on all dexterity saves.
No, what is your dexterity modifier?
The number next to dexterity on the far left.
Yes.
The big one.
3?
It's a +3?
Yes.
Okay, so that attack with a white tried to grab you actually hit, because when your speed is reduced to 0, you can't benefit from that in my games. So you're going to take 5 points of necrotic damage and I need a con save.
Lake bringing back the 3-5.
I like the flat-footed rule. It helps balance dexterity.
I do like flat-footed actually, but haven't seen it.
You're fine. So you just take 5 points of necrotic damage. That's it. You may continue your turn.
Yeah. I am to. What would I do in this case? I mean, I think in this case, I'm raging. I am probably not in my. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna go attack this creature 3 times. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. You have disadvantage because you are currently restrained.
Really? You know what? Then I'm gonna try to break its grasp. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to break its grasp.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
I guess killing me.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
You give another solid kick to the underside of its jaw, and that tentacle just releases you quickly and efficiently.
Now, am I free to move, or do I? Am I?
You're free to move now.
Move? Do I take an opportunity attack?
Depends on where you move.
The answer then is yes, right? I would take an opportunity
Yes.
attack.
Just like normal, yes.
Oh, you guys, come on. Okay, this is a new situation. I've never been grappled by a tentacle tortoise. Move. I'll take an opportunity attack against this. Both of them, and I will move over here, away from them.
Okay. Well, we'll see if. Oh my God! I coach you again. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm serious. I'm tempted to just show you guys these chat logs because this is fucking insane. Unfortunately, as you attempt to move away, a tentacle that had missed you previously wraps around your midsection again and holds you back as the creature starts to say, "No, the foot can't get away." You are gonna take 9 points of bludgeoning down from 19 and 5 points of piercing down from 10 as you are grappled again.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, well,
You were meant to stay and
ain't
fight,
that some?
sir.
You know, you try to fight smart, but the DM's gonna crit twice. gonna happen.
DM's gonna
The
DM.
chat log is at your
I mean-
disposal, guys. I will copy paste the damn thing for hours if it takes.
You did also give the DM 2 free attacks on you.
Which the other one is going to take now at advantage because you're grappled again.
By
it
the
is gonna
way,
hit you.
thanks.
Although he didn't
Actually,
move away. He didn't
He
move
did
away.
well. He went to, so it provoked from both.
Ah.
One of them just took it first. So this would. I won't say this is an advantage, but it will hit you anyways for 8 necrotic and another con save.
This is Lake's game, Blinkshot. I'm not sure if you know this.
I have a GM in my Monday game, and I constantly have to remind her, "Why don't you just let me GM? I got this. I'm good at this. I know what I'm doing." But I do need that con save. As you take 8 points of necrotic.
Oh, now I
You're fine, but your maximum is not reduced, which is fine. I don't expect you to fail it, but you never know. All right, I believe that's Garlo's turn because he's used his action to escape, and he has not been able to escape. So Phil Dennis.
Right. I'm gonna do something cool. Whip out a wand and shoot a hold monster on that character. I hope it's a monster.
Using the
Wand of
wand
binding.
of binding. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Let me double check this because this is a brand spanking new one. Yep, hold monster for 5 charges, DC 17. Okay, and you're using it on the big tentacle creature, I'm assuming.
Correct. The one that looks monstrous to me.
Fair enough. It's a wisdom save. It gets a natural 20.
Oh,
Sorry, no,
more
that's right.
crits.
It's actually a natural 19 plus 1. I apologize. That was
Oh,
another
okay.
natural 20. But it was
Oh.
another 20. So
It
it will
didn't work.
succeed against that.
And that was my thought. That's pretty much it.
Millen.
Oh, I'm very glad that that worked out for him because if he'd moved away, I would sneak attack. So I'm going to move up to here and see if I can, as I draw my short sword, because I'm not wasting another spell slot yet, ever, and booming smash the white. I'm going to assume that hits
Yeah, that will hit.
with a shit thunder damage, but 25 altogether.
All right, that is a decent blow, but not enough to kill it. Only enough to bloody.
Okay, and then I will keep on. Oh, I provoke from this thing apparently. So you can take that skelly attack if you want.
It'll hit you for 7 piercing.
Son of a bitch! I'm not wasting a spell slot for that. All right. It's 1.
I was like, what are the odds? 23. Okay, there you go.
Now I'll juxtapose myself with the tentacle monster and the white for additional stabbing later. But for now, I'll stop it there.
Okay, I'm not gonna bother with the skeletons because they all die.
I could
Yeah.
roll 3 1s. And if
They all have
And-
2 hit points, and they would have to succeed. So why don't you? They're dead.
There we go.
Balin yells, "One of you ranged fucks, take out the thing, the blue thing that's all it's on death's door already."
All right, so that will be Balin, and we'll move straight into Blinkshaw because the skeletons will not get an opportunity to do
beautiful.
anything.
I'm gonna come up here, and I'm taking that guy out with a Saccharid flame.
Okay.
Jesus Christ!
But
That's
you
all you
will
need.
succeed in killing him as he only had 1 hit point left.
Hooray!
It slams into his chest, knocks him against the wall, and he falls to the ground unmoving.
That'll be that.
Alrighty. His turn is skipped because he is dead now, but the creature that is holding Garlo is not. It will
Wisdom save.
make a wisdom save because yes. It will fail, and it will take that 11 points of damage.
Huzzah!
At which point, its tentacle will move to wrap around. Balin looks like he'd be squishier. He's going to try and eat him. It will move around, but it will miss you, Balin, because a 17 is not going to be good enough to hit. And then it will try and bring Garlo around and take a bite out of him a second time, which it will hit, dealing 19, which he will reduce down to 9 piercing, and I need a con save.
There it is. There it is. Okay.
It's not an advantage, but that's enough regardless. You do not feel any auxiliary effects. And that is the end of that creature's turn. Though it is still screaming telepathically into your mind, "So hungry! Food!"
Teletubby needs to die.
He's a baby. Tame him. He's a flesh belly.
Wisdom
Not
save
a
for the
flesh
black.
belly. He's a Teletubby. It's different.
Wisdom save is going to fail. He's going to take 11, which is even worse than he was before. As he is going to reach out and desperately try and grab you, Blinkshaw, thinking that maybe he could stop this before he dies. But unfortunately, he rolls really poorly and can't get through your supernatural protection and just bludgeons against your armor. Garlo.
Okay with it.
All right. Garlo will attack the creature that is holding him.
Okay.
All right.
That'll hit. That one will miss.
You're at disadvantage, remember?
But I'm not. I'm just at normal. Because I'm raging, right?
That's
No.
reckless.
You didn't declare
You
reckless.
have to declare reckless for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you're at disadvantage from the strain, so the 13 won't hit. That last 25 will, for 4 more, as the creature is bloody, and it is kind of screaming, "No! Ow! Food, stop!"
And Tinky Winky needs to die.
Oh.
I believe it's Garlo, Phil Dennis.
Okie dokie. I'll move this way. And I'll just shoot a ray of frost at the big thing.
Okay.
Skadoosh.
That'll hit for 12, and he gets frozen. And you hear in your mind, Phil Dennis, "No! Food! Bad!"
Oh. I step back one. Let's put it.
Mm-hmm. Caleb.
Yeah, I mean, the Elmo voice makes it sad, but well, it's doing the most damage. So I'm going to step up here, ignoring the white that is very, very to death, and attempting to boom splat this thing on that. Actually, you know what? It's close to death. I'm going to burn slap this thing with a green flame blade.
That hits. For 29, piercing through the creature's side as it gives off a far louder shriek in agony outside of its physical telepathy. Dying in a bloody mess on the ground as the fire jumps to the white and incinerates it, leaving very little left of it as well.
Balin,
And then-
as he slays 2 in one stroke, immediately sheathes the blade and kind of blows on his fingers like, I know. You don't have to say it. And just kind of smiles.
I'll go to say Blaze the thing. Well, no, I'll wait.
Yeah, so do we take a short rest before this? Because just our life in general, it seems like after we do this, something crazy is going to happen, and then we'll have to wait all week to find out.
I agree. Let's.
I'm sorry, your meta is showing.
I'm sorry, but look, that's 2 years of every time we do something, you know, after X amount of venturing, we always end up there.
Here's a question. Never mind. Let's do that.
No, because we don't know that we don't know if what's going to happen. I do
No,
actually think
let's-
we'll do a short rest. But
Let's definitely do that. Garlo, I am channeling divinity. Heal up to half. Again,
Right.
assuming you need less than or equal to 45.
Oh no, I need plenty. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Would Curly do Song of Rest, or is that only she only has one?
She'll do Song of Rest.
Okay, I'll take it.
So we can do a short rest.
Yay.
At which point she opens the gate and says, "Why'd you close the guys? Why is this room full of dead things? Did you guys get into another fight? Did you even try talking to them?" Sorry, that's
Yeah.
passive aggressive.
Yes.
The pig was
I-
really talkative.
Recorded.
What's her Song of Rest going to be?
I
D8,
definitely.
right?
3.
Right.
So 11 total. All right, I'll take it.
I'm gonna.
when I said passive aggressive, I meant that from Arena, not from me. I love Arena.
Oh yeah, that's what I assumed you meant. I mean, she knows Blinkshaw, she knows Balin. She knows
I can
the answer
only
to that
play your
question.
characters dialed up to 11, so everything I do with love.
You've never played Balin, as far as I know. I really wish
I've never played Balin, no, because the one time you missed a session, they left you in town.
I mean, if I would do that.
That just shows
if I were
you what
everyone
we
else.
wanted.
The extent of what Balin did that week was he went to the tavern and got drunk.
Yes.
I mean, that's great roleplay. That's exactly what he would have done that game. You got me. You nailed me.
All right, short rest done.
Oh, I'm gonna burn my arcane recovery at this point.
I did that to get my teleportation spell.
Yeah, I just want a second level spell back because I'm gonna burn it for familiars.
Folks, why don't we look around the room as well? Garlo, you look like you still need to recover a little bit there.
Fine.
Fine.
Fine then.
I'll chug a few potions. Basic potions.
I see you taking a potion out, and I say, Garlo, we're resting. Do you need potions right now?
Those were an emergency thing.
I mean, but you mean take hit dice instead?
Out of game, yes. In game, I mean, we're resting. Don't you just kind of heal up?
Don't you just channel with the natural constitution of a barbarian, being high civilized form of profession?
I mean, yeah, I can use up all my hit dice if that's what you're saying.
I don't know how many you have, and it is up to you.
I have 6 hit dice left.
I
got one.
yeah.
I would
have
squeeze out at
5.
least 2 of those.
Remember, yes, you get half. Like you won't get any back until a long rest, and you'll only get half back then. But you get 0 back if you die because you don't have enough hit points.
I'll use half of them.
You're rolling pretty bad, considering you cap out at what, 16?
Ooh, let's go.
As your goal is a 16.
There you go. Oh, stop that.
Alright, I'll roll one more for fun. Alright, there you go.
And
It's like-
3, so you get 44 total.
That's pushing the pass line one too many times. You were almost there.
Did you also get the Song of Rest for it?
Yeah, you get 44 total.
Actually, it brings me up to my full health points, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, you don't have as many hit die anymore, but now you go into the next battle prepared.
Yeah, potions are for get the fuck out of dodge, and it's like when it's so bad you can waste an action drinking.
Or when the healer is down and nobody else can heal.
That too, yeah.
It doesn't use Beacon of Sildar.
Well, that makes sense. That does make sense.
I mean, I will cast that spell eventually.
No, last time you did it, it almost killed me.
Beacon of Sildar? What's that all about?
I'll tell you
will
after
you
game.
out of game. Yeah.
It'll take too much time.
We can loot some of these guys and see what's up. If they have anything
I'm
on
going
them.
to assume they have nothing.
We'll see.
But yeah, we'll loot them. I just precedent being what it is. Maybe a new attunement for the gate keys.
Okay. Who's looting? Who's not?
Balin will loot.
They will all loot.
I will help.
Okay. Make a investigation check with advantage as to helps. If Garlo and Fildinis, are you doing anything to loot them? Just looking over the other bodies as well?
Oh yeah, I'll look around.
Yeah.
I can look. Yeah. I'll roll.
Okay. Everybody make me investigation checks. Or 2 people make it with advantage. That's fine. All right. As you look over their persons, the corpse of the white to the far north wall is largely not in very good shape. It is almost burned to a crisp, with the remainder of white scorch marks burned into the center of its torso where it was killed. The white next to the large, overgrown creature. As you funnel through its armor, you do find what appears to be another glyph key.
I will ask Dennis to identify what it. Actually, I can identify what it does. Figure out where it's attuned to.
Sure, have fun.
Look, I can do I can do one ritual spell that matters. Leave me alone.
This one is attuned to the. It is attuned to the Swine Run,
That's it.
and it is also attuned to a zone called the Prison of Filth.
Is that a zone or a?
That is a zone. The sector I'm having to look up because it does not tell me which sector that's in. It's a different one.
Blood pens?
The Prison of Filth is in something called the Far Realm Cyst.
Far Realm Cyst. You hear that right?
This Doom Volt's getting bigger.
Yeah, I have to go back over my notes now and rename sectors, zones, and vice versa because I had it the other way around. Sector is the Far Realm Cyst. Within it, the Prison of Filth.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell from the attunement whether it's a black gate or a white gate or no?
It's
black
always a black gate.
Always black gate. Okay. Attuned.
Always bad
The black gate, and the white gates, they work differently, but they all use the same glyph key styles.
Okay. Attuned white from the. This is the Swine Run.
Yes, this room is specifically called the Abattoir, if you want to name it that.
Okay.
Looking around the room, you can see the remains of butchered pigs that some of the skeletons are working on, and on the left side of the room, the 4 skeletons were pushing what seems like a crevice in the floor that seems to be some form of sluice moving offal off towards the black gate for some reason.
A what? Slewful?
A sluice. A
It's thing
sluice
where
is
all the
basically
entrails and
it's a ramped gate, and offal is basically the entrails of pigs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, offal I had, sluice I did not. I was like, wait.
Linkshaw will look through the entrails to see if there was anything in the sluice.
Nothing that's worth touching, and you seem for a moment you wonder why this room doesn't smell so bad, and you realize they must have this room magically enchanted as well to prevent odor, which I imagine make a silent prayer for.
Hell yeah.
Should I cast Dispel Magic?
No. Counterspell. I'll waste my level 5 slot on that.
This is how the party ends, guys.
Fabricate.
What? Gas mask?
So here's the question: all. Do we want to finish closing the gate because that's what we set out to do, or can we even get back to these gates once we close them? I don't.
Yeah. So the disrupting them does not end the teleport.
It before.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Actually,
don't
you've
use
used
magic.
lots of gates after disabling them. Every gate you've used after disabling them.
So what we want to do is open it, let the dumb owl go through, and then check it out. And then that's it.
Do we need to close one more before we do that?
Which is
This
one?
will be our 6th. So once Phil Dennis disrupts this, we'll
Okay.
see if something opens or happens, or there's a portal or a parade or something.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
And then after that, it takes me a minute to summon the dumb thing, the dumb L.
Well, how long does it stay at? Like an hour?
Yeah.
Let's call it now.
All right. Well, if you want Heckle, you got to have Jekyll. So I'll spend the minute casting, and I'll bring Archimedes out of his pocket dimension to be like, okay, you can take care of your idiot cousins. And I will cast Flock of Familiars, which I had prepared, which is awesome.
In the process of casting the spell, 2 more familiars will manifest through ethereal forms and take on physical beings. 2 more owls.
Yeah, and I look kind of between the two. I looked at Da Vinci. I'm like, look, I know this won't be as much fun, but I kind of need one of the smart ones now.
If something must be done, something must be done.
Okay, first of all, Phil Dennis needs to be encouraged while he destroys this. While he does his magical. Guys,
You
cheer
can
him
do
on.
it.
I sort of like Da Vinci a lot. I think Archimedes gonna get jealous.
I have a random question. Is that concentration, by the way?
No, that is why it's an
Okay.
amazing spell.
And the second one is, do you have regular invisibility prepared, or willing to
Yes.
spend it? Willing to spend it?
I have it prepared. I mean, I have far less spell slots than you, but I could.
The reason being is I don't have regular. I have greater prepared. I thought
Jesus,
Curly
no,
had.
just whenever I feel like being. Whenever I decide to cast it on me, how about that?
Yeah, that was the point of Charles.
Oh right.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, the flying was really fun too. Okay.
That too, yeah.
So yeah, when you disrupt the thing, I will cast invisibility on the familiar and let them in.
Okay, okay. So if everyone's ready, I will do that right now.
And just we don't have to mark off the spell slot leg.
Okay. As you go to connect I'm assuming you're trying to connect it to the phylactery vault. You find that it does not work.
I thought he was disrupting it.
Oh, if you're disrupting it, make an arcana check.
Yeah, I was going to do, and then I was going to do the next part.
You do disable the gate, but when you attempt to connect it to the phylactery vault, it does not work.
It's not working, guys.
All right. Well, guess we
Let's
gotta
get another
disable
one.
some more fucking gates.
Annoying.
So there are 3 black gates in the extraction temples. We haven't touched them because Phil Dennis mentioned that the gates in the extraction temples wouldn't be enough to destabilize. But those are the only other 3 we know of beyond the hatchery.
No,
Oh,
they did
also
that
the
because the only
abattoir.
gates that could access the phylactery vault were the ones in the temples of extraction.
Oh, then I missed that note. Guys, remember when the Phil
You
Dennis...
guys have taken really shitty notes this section of the campaign. I'm just
To
saying.
to be fair, this is a very complicated dungeon. Like, far more complicated.
I'll concede that it is very complicated, but come on. I've had some of these things I've had to explain 2 or 3 times to you guys.
Balin goes, wait a minute. We have to access it from the temples of extraction.
And part of me
Everybody...
is like, you know what? I'll let it ride. I'll let them do more of the Doom Vault, but I'm like, you know what? They really don't want to do more of the Doom Vault. I'm just going to give this one to them.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So, guys, I recommend that we go to one of the temples of extraction before we try to access the phylactery chamber. How about this black gate that I now see being shaped like a giant short bus?
Sounds good.
Everybody
Sure.
in!
I go to the temple
Everyone
of
agrees.
extraction.
Da-da-da-da.
I go
All right, so the temples of extraction connecting to the temples of anguish, I believe, correct?
the snake room. Yes.
Which is the temples of anguish. Okay.
Yeah, I think
You can attune to that, and you can start making your way through.
so.
As each of you step through this time, I imagine Blinkshaw, you kind of make a more coordinated effort to go through it once to avoid an issue like you had last time. So as the 4 of you step through the room, you emerge into the same familiar room that you all were in before, but you see that this
5.
room is not empty. As you emerge into this room, you see 2 things standing guard about 20 feet away from the gate. Sorry, not 20 feet, 40 feet away from the gate. And as you enter, from far beyond them, sitting on the altar, is what appears to be a red wizard who just... they would return to the scene of the crime. Well, I guess that means I have to get to work then. And as he says so, 2 suits of armor in the middle of the room rise up as one is filled with stone and the other is filled with air as elementals form next to them. We're going to end session this week here, though, because this is going to be a big encounter that will take a lot longer than 20 minutes. So.
We'll put
We're
Arena
gonna
here too.
Yeah, we'll move Arena here because she'll come through immediately after. I'll say Balin just kind of slips 1 step over to the right.
Is there anyone in the chosen circle?
No, there's not appeared to be anyone in the chosen circle. That appears to have been fully deactivated.
Okay.
He's just like he's sitting on it because he's relaxing on it. Because
And
it's
for
the
my
only thing
notes,
here to
that's
sit
a
on.
Rock And air elemental?
It looks like a rock air. They look like elementals, yes, but they appear to be set inside of plate armor. Very
Yeah,
That's
unusual.
cool.
It just put plate on elementals, which is all the more badass.
Okay.